All right, Leadheads. We are back with another episode of the Talking Lead Podcast. This is episode 334. If you haven't had an opportunity yet, go back and check out 333. That was our kickoff to the 2020 SHOT Show coverage from the official Leadquarters at Buck Knives. And we kicked it off with CJ Buck, owner of Buck Knives, and our good buddy Brooksy over there at Buck Knives. And we had a lot of good episodes starting us off, and we've got many more to come, so make sure you go back. Some highlights of that show: we had LEO Takedown, very cool little addition you can put on any mil-spec AR-15 that will let you break it down into a very compact size and switch out to multiple calibers. We had Canada's top outdoor hunting female show host, Amanda Lynn Mayhew, just hunt, and then we also talked about the release of the Buck Knives Buckmaster 2.0, which was a huge announcement that was exclusive here on the Talking Lead Podcast. So make sure you go back, check out that episode. And then in this episode, we're going to continue those interviews with Angel Armor, Senior Team Leader Garcia, and American Zealot. Also on this episode, we're going to have the gang over at Red Arrow. So those are coming up in this episode. But first, I want to introduce our guest that we've got. All the way from Australia, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Pepper and Bubby.
I am not a fan of that.
You're not digging Bubby?
I'm not a fan.
You can thank your sister for that.
No.
You earned that nickname. So we got Pepper. Pepper's not been on in a while. So say hello to the Leadheads, Pepper.
Hello, everybody. Hey.
So obviously you're not from Australia.
No.
But you guys were over in Australia. I thought it'd be cool because you've not really talked to me about your trip. So I thought, why don't we just record you guys tell me about your trip to Australia? So let's talk about the whole reason why you were over at Australia. So Brantley, a.k.a. Bubby, is a touring fool, and he's been touring with Metallica. Is that who it is?
For the last couple of years, 2.5 years.
Yeah, so talk about that.
Talk about the touring with Metallica part or the Australia part?
Yeah, just talk about what you do with Metallica.
I am a set carpenter, meaning that when we're out on the road, I'm responsible for building the stage, taking care of just about everything that has to do with the stage, running the show, making sure things during the show transition properly. Basically, anytime you see a move during a concert where something gets put on or taken off the stage or different things change out, that's usually a set carpenter doing it.
Very cool. And that's what you've been doing for the past 2 years. So you've been able to tour the world, travel the world, see all kinds of cool and exotic places. What's been your favorite so far?
Tour-wise, probably Budapest. I really like Budapest.
Yeah, well, Budapest.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
Isn't that where all the stuff happens in the Avengers with Black Widow and what's his name, the Arrow guy?
Hawkeye. I'm sure something happened there because they've talked about it, but
like many times.
Yeah, we don't really know what it is. Apparently, we're going to find out in the Black Widow movie.
I got to fly into the Budapest airport. I didn't actually get to see Budapest, but when I was over in Poland, about a year ago, something like that.
It's a cool place. It's not a lot of people know this. I think it's a fun fact or kind of a little trivia point.
Yeah.
But there's a river that runs down the middle of the city, and on one side you actually have Buda, and on the other side is Pest. So they're actually two separate areas that
so it's not
are together
one
known
place.
as Budapest. Yeah, one side is really hilly and mountainous. The other side is completely flat.
Kind of like East Tennessee and West Tennessee.
Yeah. There was a river running down the middle that you can see both of them from.
Very cool. So that led you to Australia this year, or actually last year. Metallica was doing a tour over there in Australia and New Zealand, right?
Yeah, we were supposed to play 6 or 8 shows, but a couple things with the band came up, and they actually had to cancel their shows out. But fortunately, I was able to keep my flights, and I had made some plans with some friends from the tour. And
so you just spent a couple of months over there, basically, is what you did. You're like,
yeah,
I'll just go on over and hang out and have a good time and explore Australia for a couple months.
Yeah, I got there the very beginning of October and spent the first month just being a tourist and hit all the major cities and did all the things you're supposed to do if you just go to visit. And then from early November until I came home late January. I was there, based out of Sydney, just working and hanging out, doing whatever came about.
Now, did they cancel it because of the fires or some other reason?
They canceled it for some personal reasons within the band that nobody really knows too much about outside of the 4 band members and management.
Yeah, so they just canceled it. But that gave you the opportunity to hang out and have a good time in Australia. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was a good time.
And then toward the end of your visit there, Pepper came out and visited for a couple of weeks. Talk about that, Pepper.
Well, I did. I went out. Brentley had finished what he was doing out there, so I went out to spend the last 10 days out there with him. Flew into Sydney, spent some time in Sydney, and then we went out to Cairns, spent some time out in Cairns, come back to Sydney, and then came on home.
So that's how you spell it or say that? It's spelled differently. It's
Cairns.
And it's pronounced Cannes.
Pronounced Cannes.
Is that where the movie festival is?
No.
Cannes, France, isn't it?
Cannes, France. Cannes, France.
Yeah. So Sydney is where you two spent most of your time.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about Sydney and, of course, those big raging fires that are out there. That wasn't an issue while y'all were there, right?
The fires have been going on for a long time. They were pretty bad when I first got there in October. It wasn't until later into it that it really picked up media-wise stateside, and I'd suppose just because they had their own fires going on with California. As far as the fires themselves go, I didn't have any issue with those. We did have a lot of the smoke roll in through the city, so different days. Visibility was kind of bad.
They were mainly out in the outback. Is that what they call it? The outback?
No, they're all down the East Coast, which is where Sydney is.
They're in populated areas?
Yeah, I think the closest fire to us was about an hour away.
Got you.
You could drive there in about an hour.
So, for people who haven't been to Australia, like myself, what's really cool about Australia? What sets Australia apart from, say, I envision it as like California or something, as far as the climate and the people and the activities and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd say the first thing to be aware of if you're going to go to Australia is you have to keep in mind that they're in the southern hemisphere, which means our summer months are their winter months and vice versa. A lot of people don't really think about that.
Do they actually have a winter there?
Yeah, they get snow. They're pretty far south. They're not too far from Antarctica.
They're on the bottom of the world.
Yeah, so like they do get cold. They do get the seasons. It's not like a winter on the equator where.
But are they actually in the bottom, or is that actually the top? Do we know what's top and what's bottom?
I think it's actually a thing where Antarctica is on the top, but
yeah. Just for our own personal references, I think that's what we've named it. But in the grander scheme of the universe and how the universe works and turns, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Things to think about. Things make you go, But isn't it called Down Under? Is that Down Under because they're at the bottom of the...
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say so.
That's how it came up with this nickname?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like your guess of it being similar to like a major city in California or even New York is kind of accurate. It's just they're cities. They just happen to be spread out and distance between a massive desert of deadland where nobody lives. But other than that, being in Sydney, there's really no big difference than being in a major U.S. city.
Yeah. So everything seems to be like business as usual as it is here in America. Nothing particularly unique about the way they do things in Australia.
No, drive on the left-hand side of the road.
And the steering wheel's on the wrong side of the car.
Okay, so they do have the opposite on the driving thing, like in Europe.
And
no, it's only Ireland and England in Europe as far as it's all the
that drive on the left-hand side.
Yeah, all the English influenced countries other than the United States.
Yeah. Isn't that how Australia was founded? Though they sent England sent all their criminals to this island.
Yeah, they did. They did. If you committed too bad of a crime, they shipped you out there and you did labor in the new colony, and that's where Australia came from. Captain Cook, I think, was the man who discovered. I believe he discovered Australia.
Yeah,
and then that's what they used it for.
Very interesting fact. So, Pepper, talk about your experiences in Australia. You had some certain goals that you wanted to accomplish while you were going down there. One of those being you wanted to see a kangaroo, you wanted to see a koala, right?
Yeah. I will say that when I first got to Sydney, I was kind of disappointed because it wasn't at all what I expected Australia to be like. Like, I was expecting
Foreign country.
Yeah, like I wanted
Like
it to be
completely
different.
foreign, everything different.
Mm-hmm. And it was. I felt like I was in Miami, not even California. Like I felt like I was in Miami.
Yeah.
The palm trees, the water, the buildings,
People.
the people.
Did you get the accents? Because you really wanted the accents too. That's something that you were really looking forward to.
There was accents, but I didn't notice it as much as what I thought I would. Like, I love to hear Australian people talk, and I didn't feel like I felt that when I was there. It just, there were some people that talked really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously there was their accents.
Kind of like that chick on your Nashville TV show that I said, she talks really fast.
Claire, yeah. Claire Bowen, yeah.
I mean, she was faking a Southern accent. She's Australian.
Mm-hmm.
What's her real name?
Claire Bowen.
Claire Bowen. She was this actress on the Nashville TV series, and her accent bugged me because she talked really fast.
Yeah, she did. She does talk very fast, and there was some times that people were talking to us very fast. But Sydney is super clean, and I felt so safe. Like, if I wouldn't have got lost, because I felt like every time we left the apartment to go somewhere, we went and came back a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not, but it felt like that way to me.
We went the exact same way to and from every time.
Every time.
It felt different to me, so I kind of felt like if I was to go out on my own, I would get lost, but I wouldn't have been afraid. Like, I felt very safe there.
Yeah.
And it was super clean and all that. So
Australia is very restrictive on their gun laws, right? I think.
I mean, they have them.
Banned a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of restrictions on carry and ownership and things like that.
I think there's more on the restriction side than the ban side. It's more New Zealand that's on the ban side.
Well, New Zealand just recently because of that church shooting, but I think Australia, prior to that, they were more restrictive than, of course, New Zealand. Before that thing, they could. I mean, it's kind of like America, I think, in New Zealand, where pretty much everybody could pass a test or wherever you get to carry, and you could own any kind of firearm.
Yeah, I honestly think that's how Australia still is kind of on that side of, as long as you can pass the test and get your permits, outside of anything other than just military style guns with.
So I did no prep on Australia before we did this show. So if any of our Australian listeners, you want to chime in, shoot me an email, talkinglet@gmail.com, and we'll talk more about your gun laws and educate our audience. So then you guys decided you want to go spend some time in Cannes, which is not the Cannes in France where they have the movie festival.
Mm-hmm.
This one's more famous for the Great Barrier Reef.
The Great Barrier Reef. There you go. So what did you do while you were in Cannes? Talk about Cannes.
Well, the first thing we did was we went snorkeling. Mm-hmm. And that was so much fun. So much fun. Like, that was probably my favorite thing to do.
Because you'd never been before.
I had never been. I tried before. Me and a couple of my friends went to Mexico several years back. And
I've tried to get you to do it in the pool here, and you won't even do it in the pool.
Nope. I'm afraid, scared to death. And after Hope and I tried, and I seriously panicked. Like, I can't do this. Got back in the boat, and I was done. But went out there, got on the boat. I almost talked myself out of it, but I did it. And I was, I don't know, so proud of myself. It was gorgeous. It was my favorite thing.
Did you have to force her to do it, Brandon? You said, we just paid $300 for this thing. You're doing it.
No, it was actually, they're really good at setting the boats and the tours up with people who are knowledgeable and really friendly. And they get out there and they explain to you that if you're scared or if you're kind of worried about it, they have some guides that'll go out with you, kind of drag around one of those, life float things,
floats.
And you kind of grab onto that, and as long as you help kick so that the guide isn't dragging you through the water, then they take their time and make sure you're comfortable and try to point out all the cool stuff.
Very cool. Now, did you have any bad experiences while you were there? Anything that people should avoid or stay away from?
The sun is very powerful there. Very powerful.
It's like an ant in a magnifying glass.
Oh my gosh. The third day maybe when we were in Sydney.
Especially for redheads.
Yeah. We went to the beach. I put sunblock on the best I could. And then didn't hardly get any on my back. We were only out there, gosh, probably 2 hours maybe. Maybe, I don't know. But I got cooked.
You got to raise that microphone.
Yeah, it was bad and extremely painful. Couldn't sleep, couldn't sit, couldn't stand nothing. And then that turned into sun poisoning. So anyways, that was...
So be aware of the sun in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
It's
very powerful.
a little more potent than on the northern hemisphere, huh?
Yeah.
Wonder why that is.
There's no ozone.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, there's no ozone over
There's
Australia.
no ozone. Is that where the no ozone starts? Is in Australia?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. So anything else? The koalas. Talk about the koalas and the what is that other thing that you were holding?
A wallaby. We didn't hold it. I didn't hold it, but we
A wallaby.
petted it. Zachary got to feed it.
I thought that was a
he
drink.
just-
A wallaby darned.
Wallaby darn is a drink at Outback Steakhouse.
So what's a wallaby?
It's like a baby kangaroo, isn't it? Like similar to a kangaroo.
I mean, I'm not 100% positive, but I believe they're also marsupials and have pouches, and they kind of
They hop around.
predominantly hop on their back legs.
Are they smaller than kangaroos
Yes.
or something?
Yes.
Yeah, they maybe come up, depending on how tall you are, knee high, mid thigh high, but
Yeah.
where kangaroos can be 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And did you have any encounters with kangaroos? Any encounters with kangaroos?
No, we didn't. There is
Not outside the zoo.
Not
At the
out-
zoo, you saw them, but
yeah. On the way to, I think we saw them in Cairns or Sydney a few times. Maybe, I'm not sure, but I know in Cairns all the driving around we did.
Yeah.
So here, when we have the deer crossing signs,
Yeah.
there they have kangaroo crossing signs.
Now, do they have
So-
like we have a deer season here, deer hunting season? Do they have a kangaroo hunting season there?
no. Kangaroos, I did learn this while I was down there, are more so considered pests than just wild animals. Unfortunately, before the fires, I don't know what the numbers would be now, but I was told the kangaroo population was like 3 or 4 to 1 to every person in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And the issue is they get into farmlands and fields, and as they're just hopping through these fields, they're actually destroying a lot of farmland, all the crops and whatnot that are growing.
I'm sure they eat too, right? Aren't
Yeah,
they-
so
are they? They're not carnivores, right?
No, yeah, they're herbivores for sure. So yeah, they're actually considered pests.
So kind of like hogs here.
Yeah, like a wild
Yeah.
boar.
And they don't have a hunting season for them.
No, I think it's kind of if they're on. I don't think people go out to specifically, we're going to go hunt kangaroo today.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of one of those things that if they're on your land or if they're bouncing through your
Free to open
through your
fire on 'em.
farm. Yeah, but
So I know that Bildo, he went to Australia not too long ago, and he was on the show, and I think we talked about it, but they actually went out and had a kangaroo hunt, and they hunted kangaroo.
yeah, they very well could. Like I said, I don't really know if there's.
I don't know what part of Australia it was. It may have been the Sydney. I don't know. It may have been a different part. Just like here in the United States, different parts of the United States, it's open season on different kind of
If I had to guess, I'd say Western. That's where.
predators and pests and things like that. So,
Yeah, in Western Australia is where I saw the wild kangaroos and
right.
jumping around with their, I don't know what you'd call a pack of kangaroos, but
We could Google it.
with their little groups.
Their little groups, their gangs, a gang of kangaroos.
Kangaroos.
Are they mean? There was this video that was going viral one time where this guy punched a kangaroo.
So funny story about that. When
All
we were at a winery in Perth, and that's when we saw, probably 30, 40 kangaroos just coming out there, hanging out, eating, hanging out in the shade. And I noticed that they're not confrontational at all. When they see you, they freeze, they stare at you,
Yeah.
and then they feel like if you kind of start walking towards them, they'll hop away from you.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned that video to many people at the winery. I'm like, oh, we had this viral video going around the States. None of them knew what I was talking about. None of them had ever seen the
Really?
video until I showed it to them, and they all just busted up laughing at it.
Really?
Yep.
They're like, this is absurd that this guy would go and do that.
Yeah, and then I was trying to explain to him, I mean, I explained that, the kangaroo had the guy's dog and he went to get his dog back. And I explained that he actually like got in a lot of trouble. PETA was very upset about it. All these different, talking about how that punch ended up probably killing the kangaroo. And everybody I told that to said that's not the case at all. Like that kangaroo could be hit by a truck, get up, hop away and be just fine. Like that guy did nothing to it.
Yeah.
And so
other than hurt its feelings, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was attacking his dog. I mean, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, after he dropped the dog, I wouldn't. I would just bye.
Well, but at that point, you got to be careful because they will. I feel like, I guess from what I was told, if they get in that situation, they will hop back on their tail and
sure
give you a swift
I mean,
kick.
they're going to defend themselves.
Yeah,
no doubt.
But
so overall, Australia. Give me
a group of kangaroos is called a mob.
Okay, there you go. A mob, a gang. There you go. I mean, that's kind of a threatening thing, a mob. You never want to see a mob coming at you.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you were over there for several months, Brantley.
Yeah, right at 4 months.
Yeah. So, I mean, you were there a good long time. So you got a good feel of the life of Australia. Is that somewhere, you would want to go back to and live and have a life there? Or is that just a great place to visit? I'm good here in America.
I personally think that the only way I would go back to Australia, not work related, would be to go to kind of Western Australia or the Northern Territory part of Australia and do more of the outback and see the things I didn't get to see.
So more touristy stuff.
Yeah, kind of. Well, even beyond that, because these are the parts that I'm talking about are the parts where you get out there and then you have to drive 30, 40 hours to get out to some of these different parts. But as far as, Perth, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, things like that, I don't think I would myself buy a plane ticket to go.
Just to go to those cities.
Yeah. But I mean, I did love it. But I just feel like I did everything that I was interested in doing. And I wouldn't need to go back to those cities.
Gotcha.
As a tourist.
So what about you as a tourist? Did you get your fill of Sydney and
I did get my fill of
Cairns?
Sydney. I mean, I like Sydney. I did, and I got my fill of it. And Cairns was, I really like that.
I think Cairns was more what she was expecting. When she says Sydney is not what she was expecting, when we got to Cairns, you get out, it's very mountainous. There's, there's just tree-covered mountains. There's the oceans on the side.
Not your typical United States scenery.
Rainforest.
Right.
I mean,
So it was 100% more Australian to her than arriving in a big metropolitan city.
Sure.
I talked to Ika Darville before we went.
Who?
Ika
Explain
Darville.
who this is. Not everybody knows who.
He was the cast member on the show I just worked, Tell Me a Story. Played Bow.
He was also in Jessica Jones. For you Marvel fans out there, he was her assistant in Jessica Jones. He was the druggy dude that she cleaned up and made her assistant detective.
Malcolm.
He was Malcolm in
I think so, yeah.
in that. I think that sounds right.
Yeah, he played Malcolm.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was talking to him because he's from there. He's from Cairns.
Yeah. He fakes an accent too.
And he was telling me some places that I needed to go. And he's the one that said, make sure you go to Daintree Rainforest and Cape Tribulation. So we spent a whole day up there. We went through the rainforest.
And that's in Cairns?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Went to so many beaches, and they're just so pretty. It's just
you were at that one place,
amazing.
And I said it looks like where they filmed Lost. Did you ever verify that, if that's where they filmed Lost or not?
No, they filmed Lost in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Was that in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I remember you saying that, but I don't remember where we were. But it was just.
I think you're in that rainforest that you're talking
could have
about.
been. The Tranquility Falls was beautiful. That was just gorgeous. But it was so pretty up there. That's when I felt like I was in Australia, is when we were up there.
Yeah.
And so if I was to go back to Australia, I probably would skip Sydney, and I would go to Brisbane or Melbourne or something like that. To look at one of those places.
Do more of
Perth,
the exotic areas, locations, and whatnot.
Yeah.
Cool.
But the bats, I just got to say this because I was blown away.
Lots of bats?
Blown away. Like Brantley and Holly was telling us that when they went to a movie in the park in Sydney, there was bats flying around all night. And
like birds here?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Hundreds.
Bats. And so we saw a few in Sydney. But
a lot of caves there, I guess?
No, they spend the day in the tree. They hang in their tree. Sleep,
Oh, really?
And then when the sun goes down, they all.
It wasn't even when we were in Cairns. The sun was up. Maybe
it was
sun was up,
dusk.
but it was yeah.
Sun was going down. Was when they start waking up and you start hearing the kind of the sonar, and they just fly by for minutes at a time.
Thousands of them just flying over your head. It was making noise and and then you look up in the trees and they're just in there. They're just hanging like upside down in the trees, and they're
so they come out at night.
Yeah, she's got if any of your listeners were interested in seeing it, I think she got a video while we were in Cairns of just a small part of the bats, but you can still tell just how many
You
there
didn't
are.
show it to me? I've not seen any of your pictures or videos or anything from Australia.
Well, you've been really busy since I've been back, but we'll look at them.
Okay.
But the bats was amazing to me. I just could not get over the bats. It was just
which is why I couldn't go to Australia, because it overlapped with SHOT Show. So when you got back from Australia, I was at SHOT Show. Mm-hmm. So haven't really talked much. So this is our wrap session right here to get caught up on what was going on. So anything else that stood out that the listeners need to know about Australia?
Koala bears are little lovable, little fuzzy, little friendly things. They're not coarse. Some people thought they looked really
claws
coarse.
were as long as that microphone. They had some big old claws on them.
Yeah, but they didn't hurt. They didn't dig into you or anything like that.
Were these just like domesticated koala bears, or were these like koala bears out in the wild? No. Are they always that demeanored, or is that just because they were domesticated?
They're all just...
That's just the way they are?
I think they sleep like 22 hours a day.
22 hours a day they sleep. So, I mean, probably spend 2 hours waking up, and then they go right back to sleep.
Yeah, wake up to eat and readjust, and then go back to sleep.
Eat a eucalyptus leaf and go right back to sleep.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
The life of a koala bear.
Yeah. Rough life, but I guess somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. Well, very good. Well, appreciate you sharing with the Leadheads your story there, and with me, finally.
Well, you're welcome.
So maybe I can see some pictures. Maybe I'll post some pictures with the show notes. But, so that I was in SHOT Show where you guys were in Australia. You missed SHOT Show. This is the first one you've missed in a couple of years, right?
5. I think I've been to the last 4 or 5.
Yeah. Well, everybody missed you. You were missed. Everybody says, hey. Hey, Tia. Hey, Pepper. Hey, Tia. I think they know your name's Tia now. Yeah. Anyway, so. Well, you got somewhere to be? You keep looking at your watch.
No, I'm getting news updates on in regards to last night's speech and today's what just became official on the acquittal of the impeachment trial. Okay,
so let's talk about it. That'll lead us into the Talking Lead Jackwagon train and our Leadhead Brigade Heroes, which I'm calling now the Trains and Planes segment. So bring that train in, Gunny.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jackwagon of the week, so brace yourself, baby.
All right, so give us an update. What's going on with the impeachment process here, Brantley?
According to news top stories, the Senate votes to acquit President Donald Trump in the impeachment trial.
So he's been acquitted.
He has been acquitted.
So it's official?
It is official.
So just like everybody knew what was going to happen, but he still was impeached. Even though he's acquitted, he's still impeached, and that's going to be on his record. I
will not even pretend
to know
how that. Yeah, I'm not one of the the Facebook people that
I don't know.
They hear a news story and then all of a sudden they're
experts.
They're experts on it and telling people how to run Middle Eastern defense. And
I think that was the whole point in them getting the impeachment process started anyways, that it still shows up as he was impeached, even though because Bill Clinton was also impeached. Did you know that?
I did know that. Bill was the second, Nixon was the first, and Trump was the third.
Yeah. So,
but it says,
and he'll still get reelected. So.
Yeah, 47 Democrats and 1 Republican voted.
There you go. News on the Talking Lead podcast. So let's go to our mailbox here and let's get some Jackwagons from you Leadheads. So I've got this one, and this was February 4th. It comes from the Blaze. It says, Beach Boys Brian Wilson begs fans to boycott Beach Boys show at hunting event with Donald Trump Jr. So apparently they have no control over the gigs that they book, and I guess they can't back out. So instead of them backing out, they're asking their fans not to attend this particular performance of theirs. So it says, Brian Wilson, co-founder and former frontman of the Beach Boys, wants the iconic band's fans to boycott one of their upcoming shows. The reason: the show is set to take place at a wildly attended annual hunting event in Nevada with Donald Trump Jr. as a speaker. Let's see. So he started this petition for his fans to boycott and sign and show protest, I guess. It says, on Monday, Wilson tweeted, "This organization supports trophy hunting, which both Al Jardine and I are emphatically opposed to. There's nothing we can do personally to stop the show, so please join us in signing the petition." Oh, Lord. So there's a little tweet here that he's done. He's got a picture of some people with a, looks like a leopard. So it says, at the time of this writing, the petition had received 90,000 signatures. So I don't think that they would get that many people show up at that event to begin with, but
89,000 of them are probably not even planning to go to the event.
Probably have nothing to do. Probably hasn't listened to the Beach Boys in decades. So I would be curious to see people's response on the performance, if they still perform, or are they just going to get up there and just half-ass it? Or, I mean, who knows? But
well, I mean, personally, if I were the one coordinating the event and writing the checks, I would be looking for new entertainment.
Right.
And I think that's what Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys need to understand, is they are the entertainment.
Right.
It's not really, they're
not there to make a statement, a political statement.
Yeah, it's not their place to invite or uninvite people.
They travel and perform and do things because they want to get paid. They're not doing it because they enjoy it. I mean, the dude's 78, 9 years old, or 80 years, I don't know how old he is. He's not doing it because he just loves it and enjoys it. I mean, at that age, really? You're going to travel and do all these concerts and stuff, and he needs the money.
Right,
so he's telling people not to pay him right now. He's like, don't pay me. So what I want everybody to do is just stop buying Beach Boys music and records and downloads, and let's just all help him boycott this and not give him any more money. I'm for that. I'm all for that. Let's do that.
Everybody's okay with boycotting things. It's like, he's still getting paid. He could boycott it and not go.
He's still going to get paid because it's in his contract.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. He doesn't care if you show up or not. Exactly.
Yeah.
So there you go. So Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys, welcome to the talking lead Jackwagon train. Let's see. I think we had another one here. I haven't done the Jackwagon train in a while, and I know you guys have been sending them in, and I'm way behind on them. But if you've got more, you want to send them in, talkinglead@gmail.com, and put in the subject either Jackwagon or Leadhead Brigade Hero, so I'll know the difference. Do you guys have any Jackwagons? Anybody you want to throw on the Jackwagon train?
Just a broad statement, back to, if you're going to be an activist, whether it be an actual in-person activist or a keyboard activist, just make sure, don't become a jackwagon, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Research yourself, make sure things that you're doing are accurate before you end up on the Jackwagon train.
There you go. Be a critical thinker. Look at both sides of your argument, and take a little bit of both, and then come up with your own opinion. Like you said, a lot of people will just see the news and all of a sudden they're an expert just like that.
Yeah.
So you got nobody to you?
I
Pepper?
don't.
Nobody you want to throw on the Jackwagon train?
I don't.
No? Okay.
No, I kind of just worry about my own self.
All right. Well, let's go to our heroes. So this one comes to us from Mark Peck, and Mark says, not sure if it's going to share right, but it is a clip of the actors and crew of the new Bad Boys. That's that Will Smith and what's the other guy?
Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, Martin Lawrence movie. I think was this like the third or fourth one?
I think it was the third one.
It says, looking over the guns they plan to use, someone picks up a pistol to show them and flags Will Smith with the muzzle. He slaps the gun down, then takes it and clears it, then hands it back to him, then comments about his terrible gun safety. Anytime an actor promotes proper safety, I think it's good for all of us. I'll agree with that.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty huge.
So it looks like it's an Instagram thing. I'm going to play it right here. And you'll hear the audio, but you guys can go to, looks like Gun Mag Warehouse has this video that Mark sent me. I'm going to hit the play button now.
Bumping it up a level to some of the cooler, more up-to-date stuff.
It's not more extravagant than the second one.
Terrible gun safety.
Bumping it up a level
So-
to some of the cooler, more.
So that was, you just heard little sound effects there, but it was showing the guy reaching down, picking the gun off the table. He flags Will Smith with it. Will Smith, out of the corner of his eye, is seeing this, and as it's coming towards him, he slaps it back down away from everyone, down toward the ground, takes it from the dude, and then just like Mark said, he clears it, makes sure it's safe, and then he hands it back to the dude, and then he says what he said right there.
It kind of looked like the guy set himself up for failure because Will looked like he'd been keeping an eye on him the whole time, like he expected something bad there.
Right, yeah. He's like, I know this guy. This guy's going to do something boneheaded. And and he's like, yep, you didn't fail me, dude. But no, that's cool. Will Smith, I don't know that he's ever come out as being pro or anti-gun. Not sure. But a lot of his movies, he deals with firearms and whatnot. So I'm sure he's had a lot of training. So, cool, yeah. So, we'll put Will Smith on the Lead Force 1. So, good nomination there, Mark. Our next one comes from Jonathan Gallup, a.k.a. Giddy Up. It says, Lefty, I have a nomination for a ride on Lead Force 1, although I think it should be an honorable mention, but I'll leave it to the ghost of Charlton Heston to decide. So, what it is, he's got a link here. It says, a family fights off a house invasion and shoots the attacker with his own gun. It says, the guy who won the Darwin Award won't be coming back, and there's no mention of the family owning a gun. They had to fight off the attacker for his gun, then shoot him with it. Good on them, good teamwork, still a self-defense win. As always, I hope this message finds you and yours well, especially after SHOT Show. Well, I did survive the SHOT Show crud. I was lucky enough that I didn't get it, but poor Bill Doe got it. So Bill Doe's been down with the SHOT Show crud. It says, also thanks to you and Mission First Tactical for the awesome dump tray and wallet. Take note, leadheads, participate and win cool prizes. So there you go. There's firsthand knowledge of if you participate, you're going to win cool shit from Talking Lead. And speaking of, we have the CP33 from Kel-Tec. That is in the works. We're going to do a giveaway with Kel-Tec, Mission First Tactical, Buck Knives, and Smith & Bradley watches. We're going to have a really cool prize package. It's going to have a custom logoed out CP33. They're going to make a custom holster for that. Mission First is. And I'm sure it'll have some cool stuff on the holster. And then Buck Knives is going to put up a knife, and Smith & Bradley Watches is going to put up a watch. And we're going to do, like we did our last giveaway with Mission First Tactical, we're going to do like one of those Gleam giveaways. So you're going to have to go and like and share and do that stuff on the social media pages to get more entries. That's what it is. You get more entries, the more participation that you do. So, yeah, that's coming up. We'll have details as that becomes more readily available. I just sent the gun to Mission First, and they've got it, and they're going to be doing the artwork on the logo there with the CP33. So something to look forward to. You guys have any heroes? Anybody who's done something good that you want to mention? Anything particular stands out? Oh, I know who you want to throw on the Jackwagon train. I'm gonna bring this back because I know you want to throw them on Netflix. Taking Friends off.
Oh yeah. Whew.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, that is not a good thing. That's not a good thing. I don't understand it. Like that has really ruined my evenings. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean you got nothing to do.
That was in
your downtime.
For real. There's days that you're just having one of those days and you just. And I hear this from several people, not just myself, but you just have one of those days and you just need to watch some Friends to pull yourself right out. And you
go.
I mean, I have all 10 seasons on DVD. So, literally I can pop one in, but
Do you have DVD or you got VHS?
No, I have DVDs.
Oh, you got DVDs?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
we got a DVD
I know,
player.
and I can watch them. I totally
She just
can.
has
but
to get up every 5 episodes.
yeah, you gotta, whatever. But like laying in bed at night, watching friends to go to sleep, and I mean, man, like my kids, they feel the same way. I've had friends, Netflix, bad move.
So you're throwing them officially on the Jackwagon train?
I am.
Okay, there you go.
But in the same breath, she's going to throw him on the hero train.
That's right. I do want to throw them on the hero train. Like, okay, seriously, I don't.
Okay, 4.
I don't know that I am responsible for this, but I will say.
Okay.
So, because I work in TV and film, and I know a lot of people that work in TV and film, and we work long, hard hours, work in the cold, work in the hot, don't see our families. It can be rough. Credits roll. I watch the credits. I love to watch the credits. I may not know a single person that's rolling through those credits, but I might know somebody.
You usually pick out somebody
I do. Oftentimes I pick somebody that I've worked with before or whatever. But anyways, Netflix used to do when you watch a show, and as soon as it ended, the next thing...
It shrinks down and goes up to the top left, and then it says, this is coming up.
The credits, go away. You can't see them.
Yeah.
And I'll say the next show starts in however many seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
So back in May, I sent Netflix an email saying that I feel like they should allow the credits to roll for the sake of us film people that work in the industry. Like, we deserve credit for what we're doing.
I mean, that's why they have credits to begin with.
What's the point if nobody can watch them, right?
Yeah.
And
which 98% of people don't watch the credits anyway.
Maybe not, but I don't know. I do.
Yeah.
You guys all know I do. So now,
we know
when you're watching Netflix, when the show ends, there is a button that says watch credits, or you can go on to watch the next episode. Not saying that was me, but...
Now, does it still shrink down, or does it still stay big, and then it gives you the option?
No, it stays big.
It stays big,
okay.
But it will go away unless you click one of those things.
One of the things.
And so, if you want to watch the credits, just click watch credits. I think that's huge. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Now, have you noticed that it does it on all the TVs? Because some of our TVs have different
Right. No, it doesn't do it on our bedroom
options
TV.
On Netflix for some reason.
It just does it on Brantley's TV.
It's not all the same.
Brantley's got the better TV, I guess. I've not watched the TV in here, so I don't know. But
I don't have Netflix on this. So.
Okay. But, yeah, anyways, it's on somebody's TV.
Well, there you go. So you had your Jackwagon is your hero.
Right. There you go. There you go.
You counteracted it. So. All right, Leadheads. That does it for our planes and trains. If you have Leadhead Brigade heroes that you want to nominate, you've got Jackwagons you want to nominate, send those in to talkingled@gmail.com, and we'll read them on the air. Make sure you send me links, though. So that's going to get us into our SHOT Show interviews, our part 2 of our SHOT Show interviews, and we are going to kick it off with... And Brantley, you may or may not know this guy, an NFL player. His name is Kaleb McGary. He is an offensive tackle for the Atlanta Falcons.
I think I know 4 offensive linemen by name.
By name, okay. So you don't know. He's a rookie, so this was his first year. He started the whole season, and a really, really nice guy. He's big into hunting, outdoors. And we're going to kick it off with our interview with Kaleb and Brooksy, and we talk a little archery also. So you guys sit back and enjoy these interviews, and we'll be back to wrap up the show.
Like a Starbucks almost, or Starbucks.
Starburst. It's called High Chew.
No, it's kind of like a different take on Starburst.
Yeah.
Same idea, though.
A lot better.
Okay.
Well,
You should try it.
they're delicious.
They're addictive.
As I get this out of my tooth. Is this my water? Thank you.
Totally professional.
We're nothing but professional here. So let's make this the kickoff episode. This is the one that'll start everything off.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right.
We'll pretend. We'll fake it.
Fake it to you, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have arrived. We made it to Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas, baby. We are at the official Leadquarters of the Talking Lead podcast here at the 2020 Las Vegas SHOT Show. Buck Knives, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Woo-hoo.
Hey, Leadheads.
And joining me to my left, as you're looking at the radio dial, from my left to my right, Chris Brooksy Brooks.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up,
Welcome
buddy?
to the booth again.
Thank you for having us. I think we're going to have an awesome show from the lineup that you're telling me, the guests that are going to be coming by, what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be talking about. It's going to be a great show, man.
It will be, no
It's gonna
doubt.
be an awesome show. So, Brooksy, talk about the SHOT Show for Buck Knives this year. What do you guys got lined up? What's special? What's exciting?
One of our big focuses this year is going to be on the tactical side. So we've got quite a few tactical products coming out, and we are looking forward to introducing those to the crowd.
Oh, yeah. So let's talk about those. As our lead heads are listening to this, we'll have already released a lot of these pictures and stuff. So.
Yep, that's right. We've got the 808 Talon that'll be coming out. Kind of looks like a big old recurve machete.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it'll do some damage.
So is that a retooled Talon? You had the Talon out before, right?
It's based off of an existing knife, but we've made quite a few modifications to it. So all for the better, getting some testing done by some operators out there.
Okay.
And then we've got the ground combat knives. We have a Tonto and spear point version coming in a couple of different colors.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Got some operators working on those, and then we've got some sneak peeks of some product that will be coming out probably in about 2 months.
A couple of months, all right. So we got the sneak peeks here. So we're going to take some pictures of those. We're going to post them on the social medias, maybe even do a live feed.
We might.
So as you're listening to this, go back, scroll through our Facebook, our Instagram, and you're probably going to see those feeds that I'm talking about.
That's right.
Yeah. So
you'll see it first here.
So you brought a guest along with you, Brooksy.
Yes.
He's taking up a lot of space.
Yeah.
You brought a large individual.
That's right.
To the show. I'm a little scared. I got my knife handy here in case I need to jab him in the throat. But introduce your guest.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to. It'll break.
He's got a long reach. Yeah. So this
and a
is
thick neck.
Definitely a buddy of ours here at Buck Knives. This is Kaleb McGary. Some of you might recognize him. He is a big dude.
He is big.
He's
no doubt about it.
O-lineman for Atlanta Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons.
Yes, sir.
Welcome in, Kaleb.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man. So have you ever done a podcast before?
One or two.
One or two?
I've talked once or twice before.
His agent is shaking her head yes over there.
I won't profess to be very good at it, though.
No.
You'll have to decide.
We'll decide. So
we'll see if I'm qualified.
So how do you fit in with this group? How do you fit in with Buck Knives, being an Atlanta Falcons offensive lineman?
I've always been a big outdoorsman, and in my household, buck knives was kind of a staple growing up. Like so many other kids, Grandpa had a buck knife, Dad had a buck knife, and when I got drafted to the Falcons, I heard that not necessarily buck knives, but sometimes companies will partner with athletes or something for products that they care about or believe in and stuff like that. And
right.
So I asked my agent, to reach out to these guys, see what they think. Worst they can say is no.
Throw them a bone.
Yeah.
Cast a line out there.
Why not? And to our surprise, they actually, they wwere open to it. They said, come in for a visit. We'll sit down and talk. And they didn't tell me to GTFO, so it could have gone worse.
Sure.
No,
so just like that.
Yeah, and we've kind of been friendly ever since, and they've let me tag along here and there, and it's really cool. I've always been a big believer in the product, and
so I take it that you're a big hunter.
I am. I do. I love to hunt and fish.
Now, where are you from originally? Where do you come out of?
I grew up in Southwest Washington, a little town called Amboy.
Amboy.
Yep, near Mount St. Helens.
Okay. I have never been to Mount St. Helens. I've always wanted to go there.
It's amazing.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, so I'm sure it's recovered now since the.
Yep.
Was that
a little bit?
80s?
Yeah.
1980.
Mount St. Helens erupted. So, very cool. Now, when you go hunting, what's your preference? You bow hunt? You rifle hunt?
I do both, but I prefer to bow hunt. I really like shooting my Bear Super Kodiak recurve bow.
So they've got to make a custom one for you, I'm sure.
I mean, that would be ideal, but no, not to my knowledge. I don't believe Bear does. Actually, I don't think they do custom.
I bet they would for you. I
traditional.
bet if you were to reach out to them like you did buck knives,
that'd be cool.
I bet
That'd be cool.
they would custom measure a bow just for you.
That'd be awesome. I've been a big fan of theirs too for a while. They're the bow that I grew up shooting.
Yeah.
Kind of like buck knives is the knife that I grew up having. So that'd be cool.
So did you go this year? Did you have an opportunity to go? So, we just established that you're a pro football player, Atlanta Falcons. How many years you been?
This is my first year in the NFL. I just got drafted this spring. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been quite an experience.
We'll get more to that in just a minute. But so the hunting season, I know in Tennessee, deer season's over with now. So I'm going to be gearing up for archery season next season. It's going to be my first time ever bow hunting.
Wow, what you going with? What you taking?
I don't know. So I'm looking. I'm taking polls. I'm using this opportunity at SHOT Show to pick the brains of people that are in the know. And you seem to be in the know. So what's your opinion?
Are you going traditional or modern? You want to use a compound or?
I'm going to use compound.
Compound?
Yeah, I'm going to go compound.
The good thing about compound is there's a lot of variety now. There's a lot of decent bows out there. PSE makes a good bow. Bear makes some good compound
I've seen those. Yeah. I've looked at PSE. I've looked at Bear. I've looked at Matthews.
Yep, Matthews.
I've looked at Hoyt.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So I don't know. There's so many out there. That's the other thing. Variety. There's too many out there.
There's too many options. It makes it hard to choose.
Yeah. So what do you oh, selfies. It's selfie time. So you said you use which one?
I use the Bear Super Kodiak. It's a recurve bow.
Okay.
I did recently get a PSE. I can't remember what the model is. It's one of their newer ones, so it's compound. It's a good bow. Like a lot of modern compound bows are really impressive. The technology, how far it's coming, what they can do now.
That's another thing people keep telling me too is, don't buy one, because I was going to buy one during the season. They're like, no, don't buy one now. Wait till after the season. Because then you're going to get the best deals. But then the new ones are going to be coming out, and the latest and greatest technology supposedly is going to be in the new one. So, if I want the latest and greatest.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartly. Yeah. But have you shot a bow before, or will this be your first time?
Oh, no, I've shot them before. Yeah.
Okay. If you were like a total beginner, I'd recommend getting a later, an earlier model first to kind of learn with. But yeah, since you know what you're doing, absolutely.
Well, I wouldn't say that I know what I'm doing.
Latest and greatest. Have an idea.
I've got the concept down, and of how to.
None of us really ever know what we're doing.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Bump into walls often.
That's right.
Eventually, get where you're supposed
exercise to be. In futility, but. But no, I'm going to be polling people throughout the show and kind of get different opinions and what people recommend. So you're saying you use a Bear or PSEs, what you're comfortable with?
Yep, and like all the brands you said, like Hoyt, Matthews.
Yeah.
Those
I know once you jump into those, the price jumps up also.
There is a little bit of brand marketing. The price is going to go up, but PSE and Bear both make very good compound bows.
Right, and I guess that's probably what I'm trying to. Figure out is a Hoyt worth the additional money, or is a Bear or a PSE just as good?
Yeah.
What am I gaining by paying an extra $600 for a Hoyt?
It's just like anything. You go out and you figure out, just test them all.
Yeah.
Because one might just feel better to you. I'm not a bow hunter.
You're right.
I've never shot a bow up until this past summer in my life.
Oh, okay.
Other than when I was like,
so you're new to it too.
Yeah, I'm a total rookie, so it was pretty interesting because when I was little in Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts or whatever they called them back then, I shot my first bow, just little tiny recurves, right?
Yeah.
But this summer, my oldest boy and then my brother-in-law, they almost hunt exclusively bow season. So. Yeah. I'm like, they keep trying to get me to go with them, so I'm like, okay, fine, I'm going to go out and I'm going to shoot. The biggest thing is I've got a torn rotator cuff. Just never had it fixed, right? So I can't draw back with my right side. Well, the good thing is I found out I'm left-handed.
Okay.
as far as shooting a bow goes, which is perfect because now
that works.
Now I can draw a bow, and even as a rookie, I could tell the difference in all of the bows that I tried.
Yeah.
So. You just got to get out.
Well, that was going to be another question that I asked too. I was going to ask is because I am new at it. I could train I could be a left-handed shooter at bow if I wanted to at archery. So, is there a benefit to going left versus right or not? you know.
I mean, right-handed stuff is going to be more readily available just
Right,
because
it's
there's
more
just
prevalent, probably
yeah.
cheaper,
But there's
more options.
I mean, you're not. The good thing about archery is you're not gonna pay much more for one versus the other in terms of left or right, just because it's just the same thing, just switched.
Yeah.
On the other side, there's not a whole. The bow doesn't need to be completely reconfigured just to accommodate a left-handed draw.
Yeah.
So
now that brings us to like arrows and accessories, and things like that. So I'm told that your arrow, you want to spend a little more money on.
Yep.
On your arrows. So what do you recommend as far as arrows go?
I mean, unfortunately, you have the same problem, almost worse with arrows as you do bows in terms of selection.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah, there's so many. But you've heard right. You definitely want to, if you go on the cheap with your bow, if you got to pick one area to put more money into, you want to put.
I guess it's like ammo. When you're going to go to the range,
Yeah.
you're just going to just target practice stuff like that. You get the cheaper stuff. Don't worry about it. But then for the hunt, then you want to go and get the the nice Federal or Nosler, whatever the latest and greatest stuff is out there these days. Fiocchi.
Yeah, what you feed it matters.
Official sponsors of Talking Lead, by the way.
Nice. I would recommend Easton. Easton makes very good arrows. I use them. I use them both in my compounds and in my recurve bow, and they make excellent arrows, especially their aluminum ones. The aluminum hunting ones are the ones that I use on my recurve bow, and they hit like bricks, man. They're awesome. They do very, very well.
Okay. And then my next question that I want to zero in is the release. So I've seen a bazillion different styles and types, and so what's your preference on the release?
I use a trigger release.
Okay.
But here's the thing about releases: it's truly about what's comfortable for you. So you are going to have to, yeah. When you go pick your bow, just play around with releases. And any good archery shop or archery department will have releases and bows, and you will be able to try it before you actually buy it.
Okay.
That will
That's
definitely
good
be,
to know.
Yeah, you won't have to go in there and just
some
buy
of those
something
triggers
cold
are like $200. Some of those releases.
Yeah, they're not always cheap.
Yeah.
And it's worth it to get a good trigger because it really helps on your release and the smoothness, arrow release and stuff like that. But you don't have to necessarily break the bank.
Yeah.
But it is worth it to get a decent trigger. But yeah, it's really because there's 3 different configurations. There's traditional trigger, which has like a long tube and like a vise at the end. There's a hook one now. That's also a trigger. Then there's a thumb one where you actually release with your thumb.
Yep.
And it's really just about what you end up being most comfortable with. So, and like I said, you'll be able to try those out with your bow and stuff, and you won't be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, that's all the archery questions I had. So that's getting me on the road there. Good start. So I'll look at the bears and the PSEs, Eastman arrows, and I think I'm leaning, from what I've heard, more the trigger, the thumb release thing. I've heard a lot of people are really digging those right now, but I get to try them out. So that's just like we recommend with firearms. Everybody's hand's different. So go see what feels good. That's a good tip. Should take my own advice, shouldn't I? So you're talking about buck knives. How it's always been a favorite of yours. What was your first exposure to buck knives?
My very first exposure, I was a little kid. I was probably like 5 or 6.
I mean, you're not much older than that now. Come on.
I know. I actually maintain that I'm perpetually 6 years old. Something shiny, you got to kind of play with it, see what it is. Right. If there's like a button that you're not supposed to push, you got to push it.
That doesn't go away.
Yeah, you just got to see what happens.
You don't grow out of that.
Yeah. So, like any little kid, I'd break into my parents' bedroom, go through Dad's drawers, because there's cool stuff in there. You see pocket knives and whatnot. And I would always steal his old silver buck pocket knife that he had, and I'd play with it endlessly. And it was I just loved the thing, and that was the knife he ended up. Eventually, I won the war of attrition because he kept taking it away from me, and I'd go steal it again.
Right.
Eventually, he just gave up and gave it to me.
Yeah.
And let me play with
now,
it.
Do you still have that knife?
I do.
You still have it?
I do still have that knife.
Very cool.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I got started, and been in love ever since. Like I said, I still have that. That poor knife is still holding together, despite all of the many years of abuse it suffered.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure if you gave it to Brooksy here, he could probably get it right back into tip-top shape for you.
That's right. We'll take care of it. Tune it up.
Oh yeah, it's.
But you don't want to lose that patina.
That's kind of the thing is that I kind of like all the scars it's got now. You know, it's a testament to not only the quality of buck knives, but all the trauma it's survived over the years.
Senior team leader Garcia. So the new lineup. We were talking about some of the tactical things that you guys have out right now. Mm-hmm. Have you had a chance to go and look and see the new stuff?
I did. And
What's catching your eye?
I really like the Talon. The Talon's really cool. I think that's a really, really cool brush clearing kind of tactical.
Great.
Small machete. Would you kind of classify as
camping,
like a camping,
hiking
camping
type,
machete
tool? Yeah, definitely.
That and the spear point combat knife. I think. What was that one called? Was that
ground combat knife?
Ground combat. Yeah. That I really like the lines on that, the design, and the steel that you guys have decided to go with. I think is phenomenal. 5160 is stellar knife steel.
Yeah, it's hard to beat that, definitely. But yeah, I was eyeing the Talon over there. I did a little live before I kicked everything off, and I was really focusing in on that Talon right there.
Yeah, it's cool.
I love it.
It's cool.
Yeah. And the Pursuit line, I mean, that's been hot for you guys.
Yep. We brought that out in about early August, and just before the season started, and it's done really well. In fact, we're talking about bringing in a Pro Series, so we'll use an upgraded steel.
Oh, sweet.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dude.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Caleb's like,
I'm a knife junkie, so I've been playing with the set I got hold of, and I like them a lot. I think they're a really good design of hunting knife.
What's your preference to take on the hunt for your Skinner?
I like to take one knife that I can kind of get away with doing everything with. Mm-hmm. I got a buck 119 that I'll take. I got a buck general that I take. The Frontiersman, I got a Frontiersman. I actually really like that blade is the flat kind of Bowie blade designer. You can skin with it because it's got the upswept blade. You can do whatever you want with it. It's a very good knife. Yeah. I've actually been throwing that Pursuit in my pack when I go to play around. It's actually a really good little camp knife.
Yeah.
That 420. You have a small sharpener. It holds an edge for a while, and then you sharpen it right back up, and you're off to the races. It's a really good little working steel, and that has found its place in my pack now ever since I've gotten it.
It's kind of your EDC then.
Yeah, no, it's kind of what it's turned into. I actually really, really like that knife.
Very cool.
I'm a big fan.
Nice. So, in Atlanta, are you allowed to carry knives in Atlanta? I can't remember if that's. I don't.
I believe pocket knife size. You have to keep to 3.5.
Is that what it is?
3.5 inches or less concealed, and then I'm actually not clear on like fixed blade carrying.
Yeah.
Fixed blade carrying.
I think fixed blade is legal there.
Is it? It wouldn't surprise me if you're unconcealed carrying. I believe it's legal.
You can wear it on your hip.
I can't wear it to the facility,
though. It's legal there anyway.
Yeah, I would think so. Georgia's very, very friendly state for that.
Right? Yeah. What's your pocket knife? What's your favorite pocket knife?
Oh boy.
Your dad's?
Yeah. The one I stole from my dad.
Yeah. The one my dad has.
Actually, I think it's a Buck Sprint that I have. The new folders. Let's see. Yeah, this one.
Yep.
Is this? Yeah.
Carbon fiber Sprint.
Yeah, dude. I really like this knife. It's actually kind of fun. You can just kind of play with it, sit there, open it, close it. Yeah, it's I do. I just sit there and play with it.
So when I came up and visited you guys, was it November?
November, yeah.
Yeah, I fell in love with this one.
Marksman.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The Marksman. So this is.
Oh, that's the Czar. Never mind.
The Czar? Is it? It's the Czar. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
That one slowly grew on me. I thought it might be a little too big for me to be EDCing, but I love it, man. I take it everywhere.
Dude, that is neat. That's a solid.
It's solid too. Yeah. It's got a good heft to it.
I like that. It's got that Tano tip to it too.
Yeah.
I like it. That's cool. That's really cool.
Kind of a little high. It's got the glass breaker on it.
Yeah, and the gut hook.
I wanted
somebody's cutter actually.
I wanted somebody's truck yesterday or the day before yesterday at the range. They had a little crack in their windshield, and I was teasing around like I was going to go ahead and finish the job.
How'd they feel about that?
Yeah, might be the wrong crowd.
No, they turned white. They turned white. No.
Right.
But no, I have really been enjoying this one. So this was probably from our trip. One of the best things I took away from our trip up there.
Other than just your company, right?
Other than that,
Who you were sharing your company with.
Yeah, other than meeting your wife and hanging out with your wife and your dog, that was
Right.
great. That was great. Oh, and you were okay too.
Yeah, you're all right.
Yeah, that's okay.
How is the dog, by the way?
He is doing good. He hates the winter.
Oh, I'll
He
bet.
does not like snow.
I'll bet.
No. You open the door and he's like, nope,
No, thank you.
nope.
Not gonna do it.
No, so it's a battle every time that we want him to, especially at night.
Oh yeah.
When we want to go to bed. It's just like you have to force him outside.
So what about you, Caleb? You got a big sweetie?
I do. I got a black lab named Waylon.
Waylon.
Yeah, he is a 10-month-old puppy, and he eats everything. My socks are not safe anywhere.
Or your shoes.
Or shoes, or underwear.
Is it a pup?
Anything. He is. He's 10
Brand
months
new?
old now,
Okay.
and he is 100 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
gonna be a good one.
He's large, and he's very friendly. He's very friendly. He likes to step on feet, clear tables with his tail, all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Our coffee table has known no peace. There's been nothing is safe. Nothing is
No, he
safe.
doesn't chew on the coffee table, does he?
No, thankfully. We have not had
She's
that
like,
problem
yeah,
yet.
uh-huh. Yeah, he does.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I haven't had to catch him yet then, fortunately.
Well, very cool, Caleb. It's been a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for taking the time to be on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
But before we get off here, I've got to talk football. We didn't talk
Oh.
football yet.
All right.
So your first year in the NFL, where did you play college ball?
University of Washington.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
University of Washington, and
Yep.
you were drafted last year?
Yes, sir. This
Okay, so
last
this is-
spring.
This last spring. So you're going to have to forgive me. I did not watch as much NFL football this year as I should have.
Heathen.
We're both Titans fans, being from Tennessee, so
I'm sorry.
we're big Titans fans. Maybe one day, we'll draft you over and you come on up and be in a real state. But Atlanta Falcons, how have you enjoyed your first NFL season?
I really liked it. I had a lot of fun. It was quite a different experience from college, and it was very, very different, but it was very cool. I'm very lucky to be on the Falcons. Honestly, it's one of the few teams that I genuinely hoped I would get drafted by. And
Oh, cool.
as a up and coming hopeful rookie, you just don't know. You can kind of you can try and get a feel for who you think likes you or not, but at the end of the day, you never know. There's so much that goes on draft day and leading up to it that there's just no way of knowing. So
what was that feeling like when they called your name out?
I was.
Were you
I
at
was
home?
Ecstatic.
Were you at home when that happened?
I was we were actually in our apartment in Seattle with my parents and my agents and everybody. We were all packed into our little, 2.5 room, in quote, 2-bedroom in quotation apartment for
Right.
$2,500 a month.
Oh my gosh.
It was Don't rent an apartment in Seattle. It was awesome, man. It was. I honestly could not believe it at first. I was stunned. I was in a state of disbelief for sure.
Now, I guess you don't know prior to them actually, so you find out when everybody else finds out. Is that how that works?
Yeah, the exact same time. Unless, they can tell your agent, yes, we're taking him here, but that didn't happen. Every now
Changes,
and then that will happen. Yeah, and even then, sometimes it changes.
When people do trades on picks and stuff like that, you might be.
There's a lot that
you might have been a
happens.
part of that trade or something.
Yeah, and like you said, you have no idea.
Yeah.
You find out when everybody else finds out.
So when they called your name, did you get a call from them?
I
from
did.
They
did,
call you
yes,
up on the
sir.
phone?
They did. The GM spoke to the GM, the head coach, and the owner. That was pretty awesome.
That's cool.
That was an experience I will never forget.
Nice. Very good. So your first year, how much playing time did you get?
I started every game. Started every game.
Nice,
at right
dude.
tackle. Yes, sir.
Very good. So I'm going to have to start following the Falcons now. They've never been like my top team, but, being in Tennessee, we'd never had a team. You never had a pro team. So I always supported, the close teams that were around. So I always kind of rooted for the Falcons,
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to say who my number one team was, but
Fair enough.
Cowboys.
Had to ruin it. He's doing so well.
Had to ruin it. In our household, it was either you're a Cowboy or you were a Dolphin fan.
I see.
So I had to pick sides. I went with the Cowboys, but I was one of those.
There's no good choice.
Yeah,
there.
there's no winning.
I was a player. I like players, individual players. So
All right.
if somebody that I
All right.
liked was on a team, then that was my team.
I respect that.
kind
All
of
right.
thing. So
All right.
I always followed the players. So I'm going to start following you now. The Falcons are going to be my team.
Nice.
So is there going to be a special maybe Kaleb knife coming in the near future?
Oh, man, I don't know. We haven't even gotten that far.
Yeah,
Okay.
be a pretty ugly knife. Probably.
Well, until then, take
It'll
that
be big.
knife, Kaleb. That knife over there. No,
Oh,
just open that up.
all right.
Check it out. This is going to be your new favorite knife.
Nice. Oh, check that out.
Yeah?
Yeah. I like that. Oh, and the other side. Nice.
You got
I like
Mission
that.
First on one side, Talking Lead on the other, and
That's
Buck
cool.
Knives in the middle.
Yeah, I dig it. That's cool. That's
pretty cool, huh?
That's a neat little knife.
Heck
Nice.
yeah.
Sweet. I will take this and play with it.
There you go. And what's your number?
I am number 76.
76.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
now, do we have jerseys that we can buy with your name on the back of them?
I believe
Are they
so.
out?
Yeah, I believe
Okay.
so.
So we can go to the NFL store and
Yep.
get those? All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, I mean, next show, I'm going to be wearing his jersey.
There you go.
Very cool.
Hell
Very
yeah.
cool.
I
Thank
like
you.
jerseys. I dig wearing jerseys. What about hockey? You into hockey?
You know, I always wanted
Being
to
from
play
Washington?
hockey, but I couldn't skate with a dam.
Yeah?
I couldn't skate at all. I was terrible.
That is a drawback.
you kind of got
It's
to
kind
do
of
that.
it's kind of a prerequisite. Yeah.
But
It's one of
me
those
and,
things.
me and my dad went to semi-pro hockey matches a lot when I was younger.
Yeah.
It was awesome. There was always fights. It was great. there was one I think it was between the Thunderbirds and Portland Thunderbirds and somebody else, and they just had this like bench clearing fight. A ref got knocked out.
Everybody's fighting, man.
Oh my God! Yeah, they
refs, the coaches.
The refs got it, coaches got it, a couple of fans
Mascots
got
are
it.
fighting.
Mascots are out there with sticks. Like it was, they had to replace some of the glass panes. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Great.
Oh, it was so much fun. This like 8-year-old little kid, just like screaming my head off.
Heck yeah.
It was awesome.
So, Leadheads, this is a sign of things to come for the 2020 SHOT Show. Great interview, Kaleb. Thank you so much for taking time to be on.
Thanks for having me.
Setting the pace for the rest of the interviews, the shows that we're going to be having here. We got 3 more days? How many?
3 more.
Like, whew. So we got lots and lots of interviews coming,
Nice.
Leadheads. So stay tuned, and we'll be back with more. Actually, let me rewind that because I want to give you your where people can find you and follow you and do
Okay.
that kind of stuff. So before we sign off here, Kaleb, give everybody like your social medias where they can follow you, keep up with you, what's going on with the
I'm
Falcons.
I'm on Twitter and Instagram. I think just Kaleb McGary, Kaleb McGary. That's me.
All right, Leadheads, go follow Kaleb. Let him know that you're a Leadhead. You heard him here on the Talking Lead podcast. And we'll be back with more at the 2020 SHOT Show from the official Leadquarters at
Buck Knives.
Baby.
Anybody using it? Rick, can you hand me that chair? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, yep.
What's it like?
Got it? Nice.
Lights, camera, action. You don't want to put him right here by me?
Yes, let's do that.
Let's put him right here by me.
Do me a favor, don't talk fast because you have a hard time understanding. Mommy. Up. Good one. Good boy. Here we go.
I don't think it's big enough.
Yeah, it's big
Let me
enough.
get closer. Give him a little
It'll
leverage.
be like a love sofa. I love it. So we throw these on,
Yep. Put your ears on.
and he needs
We
to
got
set
ears
ears
over here.
Right there. Top Gun. Top Gun, baby.
Oh, you're on Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Hey, good sir. Oh my goodness.
It's all good. Do you need a drink?
Good, brother.
You need a drink?
Thank you.
You need a drink, Garcia?
Oh, I'm good. Water, beer. How about bourbon?
Bourbon?
Are we going to talk bourbon language
Oh,
today?
that's what Josh was supposed to bring.
I love it.
I thought Josh was bringing the bourbon to the party.
I know it.
You know? Come on, Josh. What's up,
I
man?
know it, man. We got plenty up in the suite. You got to come by after the show.
We will.
Love
we
to
definitely
have you.
will.
And it's not just bourbon, man. It's peanut butter bourbon.
Peanut butter bourbon.
Peanut butter whiskey.
I want to know where the jelly's at, dude.
Is that coming?
Oh,
Is that a mixer?
I don't know. They got a lot of good stuff in the works
That we're
over at
gonna
Old
do?
Elk. Yep.
So, Leadheads, we are at the 2020 SHOT Show. We're actually doing a live as we're recording. So, everybody on Facebook Live, what's up, Leadheads? So, we got our good buddy, Senior Team Leader Garcia.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
He's got one of his best friends, is Ami.
Ami, yep.
Ami joining us. Say hey. Say hey to everybody, Ami.
Oh, yep. He said hi, too.
He said hi. Okay.
I can read his eyes.
I got you.
He's actually a little hungry.
So, Garcia, you brought some friends along with you. Introduce your friends to the Leadhead Brigade.
Well, I would have said the peanut butter bourbon man, but I'm not. This is I got my buddy Josh Richardson with Angel Armor, and just an amazing story, amazing guy. And we our paths crossed, man, with another law enforcement officer, and this community is really tight. When we trust somebody, man, we kind of just we really
bring them in, welcome them in, open arms.
And then I got a guy who kind of made me popular, not that kind of popular, but he's the one who did the NRA Life of Duty documentary on us that went on cable, and he won an award that I didn't get a piece of, but he got a huge award. Rick Stewart, man.
Very good. Rick, welcome in, man.
Hey, thank you. Nice to be here.
Up on the top of the mic, just flip that up towards the red.
Am I good?
Get a little closer.
Am I good?
Now you're hot.
There you go.
There you go, buddy. Welcome in, Rick.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah, so you're into production, video production?
Yeah, we have a production company called American Zealot Productions. We travel the country and tell the stories of heroes in uniform. And then we support companies like Glock and Kel-Tec and others that serve us
CSAU?
really well. Yes, and John.
There you go.
What do you mean the and Joe routine? What a zealot, man.
Well, his head is already this big. I'm afraid that if we say too much, his head will get
You get it even bigger? I don't think it's possible.
Oh, man. Stop it, dude. Josh is right next to me with his peanut butter bourbon. But
we're going to talk about that, too. Josh is more than into body armor. He's into body goodness.
You betcha.
Making the body feel good. But I want to get back to you, Rick. You're talking about your company and Zealot. You've got an interesting definition of what a zealot is.
Yeah, I do. People ask all the time. In fact, I'm kind of surprised sometimes when they're trying to pronounce our card. We get everything from Zealot to they stumble over it. And if I could put on my spectacles, we finally put it on the back of the card because we're trying to get people to get this good name back. Jesus had a couple of them on his team.
There you go.
So zealots must be okay. But it reads on the back of our business card, a radically committed warrior, patriot, servant, or follower, a faithfully devoted person of uncompromising principle and zeal to a cause, code, belief, or deity that they willingly pledge their allegiance to support and freely risk their lives to defend. I am an American zealot.
I love that. That is awesome.
Is this where I'm supposed to say amen? Because that was really good, man.
I mean, that adds that extra drama to it.
Is that when we take your glass of bourbon, peanut butter bourbon, and say cheers, cute, and swallow?
Yes,
seriously, Josh?
God, country, amen.
Amen.
That's right.
Amen.
That's right.
Well, regardless of what Garcia thinks, I think it's awesome.
Thank you, brother.
I love that.
It's pretty zealotous, is he?
Yeah.
Even he agrees.
So let's talk about Angel Armor. So
I love it.
I got two new guys here with me too.
Yeah.
Two new lead heads joining the crew.
You know it. We're honored.
So we want to learn all about Angel Armor.
Awesome.
So tell us about how you got into this, and then we'll get a little bit about your background.
For sure. We just have a huge passion for law enforcement and military. My brother and I founded Angel Armor about 7 years ago. We just love law enforcement and military. We've been very blessed with a bunch of other family businesses, and we're just entrepreneurs. We love starting businesses and providing jobs and opportunity. And really, with the passion for law enforcement, obviously we're huge gun advocates and huge gun collectors. And,
right.
Being a lead head is a huge part of our life. So anyway, from that perspective, we said,
I like that tie-in.
Yeah,
Good
you
job.
know it, bud.
Man, he is a marketer. Holy crap.
From that perspective, we just wanted to bring our passions to the table to save lives. We value lives. We value life, liberty, and happiness, not only for everybody, but, law enforcement community, the military community. We just really wanted to bring that to the forefront. So,
and you throw an amen in there. I mean,
I was getting
between Rick and Josh, man,
we're having church in here.
We should be in Virginia right now.
No kidding,
getting them
man.
pumped up.
No kidding, no kidding.
Supporting our brothers and sisters in Virginia.
Absolutely. So, we saw an opportunity with some technology from a scientist to actually bring it in. We're manufacturing by trade. A lot of you've seen the otter boxes, the cell phone cases. So my dad started that in our garage growing up.
Really?
So, yeah, you betcha. So Hey, see? Thanks for
Right?
the support, my man. You're the man. You're the
Talking
man.
about OtterBox.
I love it.
There you go.
So, and I know a lot of people in our community, the Leadhead community and the community here at SHOT Show really support OtterBox, so we thank you for that. And what's great is we've been able to take those blessings and really bring them to the table, leverage grade A talent, R&D, to really bring something special to the table for law enforcement and military. And,
Right on, man.
So it's been a huge honor. We've been
So you
blessed.
made an OtterBox for the human body.
You know it,
with,
bud.
with Angel
Yeah,
Armor.
We're used to protecting cell phones, and now we're protecting much more important things.
Now, where are you guys
First
out of?
responders. Fort Collins, Colorado, just north of Denver.
Okay.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah. So we love it.
Now we keep alluding to this other business. We're talking about peanut butter whiskey and whatnot. So you're also got another family business.
Yep.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, the other business is called Old Elk Distillery. So we make a premium bourbon. It's available all throughout the United States, and we have also limited releases of rye and wheated bourbon, some awesome stuff. But we just released another one called Peanut Butter Whiskey, and it actually has like a tub on it. Looks like a
It's
circus
Garcia's
tub
favorite,
with,
man.
Oh, it's off the hook. And so
It's with the pinky out.
Yeah, exactly.
Any drink with an umbrella in it is Garcia's favorite.
We didn't have to go there, man, honestly.
Anything you can add jelly to, right?
That's awesome. I love it.
We didn't have to go there.
Yeah, so it's fun. We love guns. We love
Guns,
booze,
whiskey,
God, country,
armor. I mean, my God.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. It's
We
good
got it
stuff.
all here.
But you know what the funny thing is here is that wait till you find out about his background first of all, and then you're gonna how does all this really tie in?
Yeah.
So he's got to tell us about his background.
All right.
I
Let's
mean,
hear it.
really just growing up, our values. I mean, when we were growing up, there was, the church was bringing our family groceries, and my dad, we've been very blessed by OtterBox, and LifeProof is another one of our businesses. They do the waterproof cases. So we believe giving back is everything. It's a huge part of our family culture and our values and morals. And so coming into Angel Armor, we've really focused on giving back to law enforcement. We've partnered with a couple nonprofits, agencies that lack in funds. We're able to actually provide vests to them free of charge, partner them with church and groups so that they have support system, that they're being prayed for and looked after, and really have a family companion to be there with them. So, I think that the whole, for us, it's been just a huge honor to come into the Leadhead community, the law enforcement community, the military community. We're very blessed by that, and thankful to be a part of this. And so we appreciate you very much. We appreciate everything that you're doing.
Well, thank you.
To support the Leadhead community, the gun community, the law enforcement community. It's a big deal, and it needs
We are
to
a
stay in the
community,
forefront.
and we're a tight community, so
Yeah.
we got to help each other out.
100%.
Yeah, but it's a community also on trust, right? And so you have guys that will get into the market, and you guys know I've been into body armor since 2000. I was the guy who brought in the Kevlar Correctional, and the same message that you hear with a lot of these body armor manufacturers is, hey man, sales, 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 sales.
Right.
I met Josh through another police officer who passed away just recently, right? And he goes, hey man, it's not about the money, dude. Do you like it? Is it working for you? Check out the scientific, and we're talking scientists that these guys bring in.
Oh, yeah.
Right, state of the art. And he goes, forget about the sales. I just want to know, is it comfortable? Does it fit? And are you going to wear it daily? And so it's like that Angel Armor. I mean, why the name Angel again?
Well, I mean,
Don't say you're an angel, because I know that.
no, not by any stretch.
It's really amazing, man. It's a great story.
I mean, I think that
Doesn't have anything to do with stripper, does it?
No.
Why do we have to go there, man?
I love it. I mean, from our personal, my brother and I's, our personal belief system is, we believe in that type of thing, the angels, and I believe it's real. And I think, even a lot of law enforcement and military personnel who've been in a situation where, holy cow, this could be my last few moments. I think everybody reaches out and says, hey, I need an angel for protection, and they're reaching out for that in that last moment. So from our perspective, I think it was a very fitting name for the business, and it also correlates with our personal beliefs. So it was a
nice little play on the logo there with the wings.
Yeah,
the Angel Armor.
It's done great for us. We've been very blessed in this community. So it's been awesome. A lot of huge growth, and just really been able to protect a lot of guys and save lives. It's phenomenal.
Now you've got personal, hands-on use with the armor. Talk about it.
Well,
Joe.
I'll tell you what, man. As Rick will tell you, when it comes to our equipment, we've got tons of equipment from a number of different manufacturers. But when we saw the testing, tried the Angel armor, I basically gutted out one of our vests that we had, and I put in their panels, which fit in perfectly. And I don't know if I can talk about what other outside vest I'm using, but their vest.
It's up to him.
I don't care. We're all good.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I love the First Spear carriers, but the armor on the inside really, for me, was the convincer on the comfort, the wearability, because we wear our armor like 12, 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, man.
Yeah.
It's the most comfortable
be
armor out
comfortable,
there.
yeah.
And then you use the other armor, the Rise system, but the technology itself, we go in, we're outnumbered 200, to 5 of us, so it's crazy. And that man over there who he's come in and seen some of these ugly inmates, man.
He's pointing at Rick.
I'm pointing at Rick, that guy there. He comes in and brings in the jokes around the inmates, and they look at him like, who is this white dude, man? It's some crazy things that go on there. Good thing I have the armor.
That's awesome. I love it.
And Rick will tell you what kind of animals work behind the bars. And if you think I'm going to put my body or the kind of people that we transport in some kind of armor that's not comfortable or not proven, forget it, dude.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yeah, in addition to what we do for 12 years, the host of NRA's Life of Duty Television and produced their Patriot Profile series. And one of the profiles we did was with Joe, and absolutely surprised one at the level of access that he would grant our crew, because he trusted our military background and the things that we had done in our relationships in the community. But when he invited us in, he said, hey, I want you to live the experience and see what we do. And, I think we have this perception of what it's like inside the concrete jungle from whatever television portrays. But until you've actually been in there and smelt it, and felt it. And, you put all of the worst people in your neighborhood, into one building and lock
confined,
them up.
In such
and they
close
have nothing
quarters.
better to do but think of, horrible things to do.
Right.
And I've seen everything from guys throwing feces at them as they walk by, taking a punch off of one of their officers, or just fighting, biting, scratching, and we can't even discuss some of the things that they do. It's absurd.
And still to this day,
you've seen that movie. What's it called?
Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile.
No, the one with Clarice.
Clarice. Oh, Silence of the Lamb. Clarice.
Yeah.
That would be my other dog. I call him, Dr. Lecter.
Dr. Lecter.
It is a nasty business, and that law enforcement are in. And something as a community, when we find something, we cling on to. What are the things we cling on to? Loyalty and trust, right? And so with like the guys with Rick and his crew, I have been with other cable networks, and I won't mention them, but one of them is very popular right now. And the guy says, hey, let's do something to rattle the cages of the inmates. What do you say? I stopped the filming immediately and said, hey, guys, you guys need to exit, and I'm out of this deal. And I remember that was a very, very
integrity right there.
It is. And
100%.
then when I let these guys in, Rick, not one time did they ever ask us. And so that's why for over a decade now, this guy has been following us, and we give them unhindered access. But he knows the deal, right?
Yeah.
If an inmate goes for him or his crew, I'm sorry, dude, but we will do what we do to rescue you. But you're in it. You want to be with us, then you better move freely with us.
Game
right?
on.
And I think Rick can handle himself. He's got a little background, right?
A little background. I came out of the military as a SEER specialist, survival, evasion, resistance, and escape. So I've spent the vast majority of my life in the middle of nowhere doing things. We started a little company in 1986 called Survival Incorporated, training the CIA, Defense Intelligence Agency, the military, and 1 week we'd be on the polar ice, next week we'd be in South America. And
wow!
It's just those relationships with folks that wear a uniform, and I don't care what color the uniform is. Our relationships with folks in the teams, or in CAG, or in law enforcement, or search and rescue, or aeromedical flight nurses. I think that those of us who wear the uniform just want to know that the other person that we're talking to or is filming us has our back. I can't tell you the number of times I've watched people have an opportunity for access, and the story is going great, only to ruin it at the end because they feel like they've got to throw that military person or that person under the bus. And one of the promises that we make, we don't make anything up. But at the same token, if I'm filming somebody and I see something going down, we never release any video until the people that we work with have a chance to vet it first.
That's good. Yeah.
They already have enough people trying to kick their teeth in, and they need people out there like American Zealot that are willing to tell the positive stories of heroes in uniform.
But you know, one of the cool things are, and I'm gonna, this has got a dual tag on it, is that we're like nobody, right? I tell people that, you know, we do what we do in the prisons, but this guy has worked with a lot of three-letter agencies, the highest level of military Tier 1 teams, and he treats everybody the same, like they're special. I talked to this guy here, Josh at Angel Arm, and his guys, and 1 minute they're talking to an international high-level Tier 1 team or a domestic Tier 1 team, and they go to corrections and, what do you need, man? What do you got? They treat, whether it's a line officer, whether it's a patrol officer, whether it's a detective, everybody gets treated all the same with the highest level of respect. I mean, those are few, far in between when it comes to people who really manage, and whether it's a media side to tell our story, right? Because Rick knows, right. and I'll say it here, Rick has seen our guys get in some hairy situations, and he says, hey man, once you see this real thing, oops, you know, that might have been a mistake, Rick, and you know, we go through that process instead of throwing us underneath the bus and trying to grab an award for an expose or something. Right. And that's just the relationships. And I know with Angel Armor, if there was something wrong with the vest or anything, hey man, send it back immediately. But before we send it back, they're already replacing it or fixing it or whatever's gone. And those relationships. Enough of the serious stuff, man. That bourbon, that peanut butter bourbon, was amazing.
let's get your contact info out there, your website, your social medias. Where can people find out more about Angel?
OldElkDistillery.com
or the
Old
whiskey.
Elk Whiskey. Yeah, and also AngelArmor.com. So you can go there, you can check out all the products. We're here at SHOT Show, booth 7511, and anywhere in the country. We got reps all over the country, so we'd love to come talk to you about it, tell you all about the product, let you try it on. Once you see and feel the vest, we got two different innovative patents on the vest, 2 different innovative patents on our rifle plates. We offer a full integrated system, so come check us out. We just love to serve you, and that's the most important thing, is you need to know that we're here to serve you, law enforcement and military. You guys spend your whole life and career serving others. Well, we're here to serve you, so thank you for your service, and thank you, Leadheads, for the time. It's an honor.
Appreciate that. Rick, talk about your American Zealot.
They can find us at AmericanZealotProductions.com. We're a full-service entity in terms of production, photography. We could do just about anything an ad agency could do, although we have no desire to be one. And then we have a little magazine that we put out called American Patriots Unsung. It's free to anyone who's ever worn a uniform of any kind. It's American.
Awesome.
And
that's great.
Go on and look at it.
Heck yeah. Now, are you working on any projects right now that you can talk about? Something to look forward to from you guys?
Right now, the magazine is kind of, I'm in discussions with Ollie North and a few guys that I'm really close to in this industry. We really want to take American Patriots Unsung magazine to the next level. It's all digital, and the content that's in it's incredibly rich. But our client in this industry, we try to be the people behind the camera, and it's exciting to do stuff for Glock and Kel-Tec and a number of Coast Flashlights and a number of other folks, but it's great.
Very cool.
They're going to be telling a story of us
now
with the new Angel Armor, this new system we're going to be
using. Is that maybe something you're working on, or you're like hey, do this? You're working on it.
It's a project.
Nice.
I can't talk about projects.
Sure you can. This is the Leadhead. You're talking to the Leadheads here. We keep everything amongst ourselves. Come on, baby. Come on. So what's going on with you, Garcia? We've not talked to you in a minute.
Dude, we're on a 16-city tour stop with our canines. As you know, they're gone through the roof. We got our new vest going out here. But honestly,
talk about your vest.
These are the new K1 K9 vests, dude. Everything's integrated. Everything from my leads, my grab handles, if you need it. In case the operator needs a lead. We pull it out of his ass. Or can I say that? No, it comes out.
Absolutely.
And so it's integrated, right? And if you don't need it, you tuck it back in. Too many times we have too many vests out there. It's like all these cool belts and buckles. This is hardware free and everything else on it. Integrated lights, integrated camera system, universal. And then everything's tucked away. If you don't need it, put it away, man. And as you guys know, Max, right? Remember Max?
Oh, yeah.
He was one of your first guests. And, he had one of his ribs broken because one of those little Cobra buckles went and inmate slammed him against the wall and broke one of his ribs. And so years ago, I said, cut it, get rid of all the buckles, and put only what we need on it. And so thus, we've unveiled the new K1, K9 harnesses globally, dude.
And where can they go get these?
Go to Kilo1, K-I-L-O-1, K9.com. But don't tell my wife, because she's the one who really owns the company.
Very good. So, like always, I mean, you got your hands in all kinds of
We
different
are. I
pots
just
going
got
on,
back
man.
internationally, working with a number of units, and I'll tell you, it's been absolutely amazing, dude, working with all these units and serving them. The prison systems, right? And so I'm going to tell you what, and I'm going to get serious here, so this is no amen moment. I can't do my job without the guys who, like Angel Armor, who really help support this community by building great technology. We can't tell our message because, you know, in today's media, where the media hates the cops, the media seems like it's always doing something to exaggerate.
Some of the media.
Some of the media.
Yeah,
Did I say all the media? I never
No,
said all the media.
you didn't say all.
Some of the media. How about the mainstream media? Doesn't seem to like law enforcement or whatever. We got guys like Rick Stewart telling a true message, giving the bottom line to the operators who were out there and telling their story without any exaggeration, but with the highest level of integrity. And that's
absolutely.
important
We need
for
that.
us.
We got to have that.
So I just want to thank those guys, man. Those guys are amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for taking time to be on.
Thank you for having us.
You're throwing us off.
Thank you.
It's an honor.
That's pretty messed up. Not even bourbon discussions. I mean, I can barely handle bourbon.
I mean, I
sometimes.
think we're going to take a little break and we're going to get some bourbon. We're
I
going to
hope
do some
so.
shots.
Yeah.
Josh, we
right
need
after
bourbon.
it's-
Can we do
So
that?
we got
Plenty of bourbon.
we got firsthand samples last night.
Yeah, yeah.
Had a little get together.
Oh, yeah.
Up at
Oh,
the
yeah.
suite.
Please
Having
say
it
tonight.
again tonight.
Say tonight.
I can personally attest to you. And same thing tonight.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
hope so.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
good stuff. So check it out. Again, give that whiskey company.
Yeah, Old Elk. It's called Old Elk Distillery. Jump right on
We
the
can't
web.
say enough good about good whiskey. So
Yeah, oh yeah, it's good bourbon.
do yourself a favor. All right, Leadheads, we're going to be back with more from the 2020 SHOT Show here at the official Leadquarters of Buck Knives.
I love it.
Woo!
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We're still live there. You want to do the intro?
No, go for it.
You want to kick us off? The 2020 SHOT Show at Buck Knives? You want to do all that? Oh, come on, man. Let's show me your chops.
All right.
You've done this thing enough times.
We want like full NBA introductions.
Like, do you have a way
Dun,
of like
Coming from down here.
Now entering the building, weighing in at.
Yeah.
Let's not mention
Come
my
on,
weight.
Brooksy.
Don't let
Are we
the
on?
size fool you.
We're recording, man. We're recording.
know
This is the end of day 2, and we're loopy.
Hey, welcome, Leadheads.
It's
Here
loopy
we
time.
are back at the Buck booth, official booth of the 2020 SHOT Show.
Of
Woo.
the Leadquarters Talking Lead.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Our co-host is Marty Lefty,
Our host is Brooksy Chris.
hosting right now, Brooksy. And we have
We've
two
had a few
guests.
beers.
Well, you have. I haven't had anything yet.
Okay, I'm loopy. I've had a beer and a full day of podcasting.
Right. So, Lefty is
Lefty hasn't left the building
he's starting
quite
to lose
yet.
it. He's
Yeah.
starting to lose it. So we have two guests. We have a program that we work with called Red Arrow TV. Good friends of ours. We have Kip Campbell's wife, who is the brains behind all of this,
Oh, that's
Kat
too much.
Campbell.
Okay.
Too much.
Yep. And so she's the voice when you hear a lot of these, the commercials. She's the voice behind all of these funny quips that we hear.
Okay, so you do the voiceovers, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm kind of the behind the scenes person that's behind the camera that
Yeah.
doesn't really get in front of it, which is a good thing.
It should be opposite because she's better looking than Kip. So we.
Well, we'll never know because Kip didn't show up.
What?
Yeah, he's kind of a.
Where in the world?
Yeah. He's Waldo.
Way to
right?
be, Kip. Way to be.
Yeah.
And then they're
Welcome in, Kat.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it. I'm
Yeah.
happy to be here. This is fun. This is my first podcast.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna have fun with you then.
Yep.
Yeah. This is
Bring
gonna be a
it.
good time.
Yeah.
Bring it.
I think she can handle her own.
All right, and then to her left we have
Danny Reed.
Danny Reed.
He does
Marketing genius.
basically everything else.
So what does Kip do? I'm not seeing where Kip.
The
Babysits
creative
and-
genius.
He pulls a trigger.
Is that what it is?
That's it.
Creative genius, ultimate hunter, killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
let's-
to kill things for a living.
Let's talk about the show. It's called Red Arrow
Yeah.
Red Arrow. Finish the sentence. Red Arrow.
Red Arrow.
Red
It's
Arrow.
just Red Arrow.
Yeah.
Red Arrow.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
And it is a hunting centric
archery, yeah.
archery show.
Predominantly
Okay.
archery, but we love our guns, and so we do some gun hunting. We just came out with an AR company called Red Arrow Weapons. So
Okay.
we have some guns that we love to shoot, but it's been predominantly a bow hunting show on the Outdoor Channel for the last 8 years. 4 years on the Sportsman's Channel before that. So
Very nice. Now, how did you guys get into this? What spurred Red Arrow?
well, really, Kip always has hunted.
Yeah.
Loved hunting, loved watching outdoor programming, and thought to himself that he could do the same thing. I could have a TV show. I could do it. So we went to Lynchburg College, and while he was there, he majored in communications.
Now, where's Lynchburg College?
In Virginia.
Virginia. Okay.
Little
Another interesting
small.
topic.
Go Bird.
Yes.
Been in
yes.
the news lately.
Yeah, not for good reasons.
Yeah.
But so he went there, majored in communications, post-production, and during one of his senior projects, he put together a hunting TV show, unveiled it to the campus. Everybody loved it. We got married and we started a TV show.
Oh, there you go. Now, did you marry him just because of Red Arrow that he started in college, or were y'all kind of smitten before that?
We were smitten before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He played lacrosse at Lynchburg. I played soccer. We were good friends the whole time. Started dating, got married, and naively said, let's try to have a hunting TV show and see what happens.
There you go.
Here we are 12 years later.
Crazy ideas,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And then here you go, still doing it.
Still doing it.
Still doing it. Still
Killing
married.
Still married.
You know, the family that hunts together stays together, right?
Yeah. But I don't recommend working together. That adds, that
Which
adds
is
its-
why Kip is not here right now.
That's right. He is badly hurt.
No, I mean, we love each other. We're passionate, and we can get the job done. But it's tough working husband and wife. And,
Oh, I know.
and getting
Trust
it all
me.
done, and 3 kids in the mix. But they're a little hunting.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. He said, if you were my wife, I would have fired you by now. And I said, well, I'm your wife, and you can't fire me. So.
And I'm the boss, so.
But it's
I
fun.
fire you, buddy.
We have a good time.
It sounds like it. I wish he was here.
I wish he was too. 'Cause
Dadgummit,
he's
Kip.
so much fun
Next
to
year.
listen to. I know it.
All right. So next time. So
Yeah.
so you guys started, and it started around the archery, and and you say you do a little bit of guns on the show,
Oh, yeah.
or okay.
Love guns. It's always been a part of the show, but being Red Arrow and archery being what he loved most,
Yeah.
that's what the show started as and is consistently about. But
Now, do you go on the hunts with him?
I have different times,
Yeah.
different amounts.
So
but-
you're into archery as well.
Yep, I hunt. Our kids hunt. Our
Okay.
daughters are 12 and 8, and our son is 3. Well, he just turned 4, but they've killed more deer than I have.
Oh wow. Very
Because they
nice.
get out with
Now
their daddy a lot.
Do they do the cleaning and field
Yes.
dressing and all that themselves?
Yes, they have to.
That's
Daddy
awesome.
taught them how. Yep.
I'm sure they're using a buck knife.
Heck yeah, they
Absolutely.
are.
For that.
Heck yeah, they are.
So this is something that I'm doing with guests that are into archery. I'm going to start archery hunting. Never done it before.
Awesome.
Now I've shot a bow before, you
Yeah.
know, but I've never, got into the hunting aspect of it. Big, rifle hunter. And
Sure.
I love the rifle and gun hunting. So I'm looking for tips and tricks. Steer me in the right direction for the equipment and things like that I need the gear, the kit for my archery.
Yeah, we could totally help you out with that. But the fun thing, I think the thing that you'll love the most about archery hunting is how personal and intimate it is. You're getting close to the the
Right.
animal.
And you're not the first one to say it. It seems like
Oh.
that's like the first thing everybody's led off with when I ask for the tips or tricks. It's like it's a lot more
awesome.
personal and
Yeah.
intimate than the rifle hunting.
I mean, you see them, you hear them breathing and walking. It's a totally different experience
Yeah.
than gonna not worse or better, just really
It's a different experience,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's awesome. But we can we can give you the rundown of all the products that we work with and love. And
Okay, so for a guy like me just getting into it, what would you recommend bow wise? So let's just go ahead and start with the bow.
well, we work with Hoyt and have been
Okay.
overwhelmingly impressed with their products. Kip
Okay.
loves them. They just came out with the RX4. It's an amazing bow. You can get it in carbon or aluminum too.
Yep.
And so that's a great bow.
Okay,
Really
RX4.
RX4 is their
Okay.
newest one. Yeah. And then we work with some other great partners: Spot Hog Sights, vapor trail rests. You can get all these products put on there to make you have the best setup.
Yeah, all the
possible.
accessories, just like a gun.
Yeah.
You want the optics, you want the mounts, you want all the cool things. So
Sure.
So a Hoyt Bow. So you're a beginner like me, start off with an RX. That's perfectly okay.
They have a huge range of bows.
Right.
So
They
if
do.
it depends. It really depends on what you want. There's different brace. The complexity of archery hunting could be a whole topic, and I would much rather Kip be the podcaster going through all that, because he would tell you exactly which bow to get, based on every factor.
So the bow, I'm going to go somewhere along the lines of a Hoyt. You're recommending.
Yeah, I
what about
would.
arrows?
We work with a great company called Serious Arrows.
Serious?
Yeah.
Because
They're actually
serious about
newer
arrows.
to the scene.
Yep.
But they, along partnered with Ethics Archery, which is a components company, they make an arrow that is like sending a telephone pole through an animal. It's heavy. It's
It'll get the job
impressive.
done.
Yeah, it'll get the job done. It's awesome. So those are good products to go with as well.
And what about the release? I've heard a lot of different opinions on releases.
Well, that again, I think, is a preference thing. So you probably have to try them out a lot. There's thumb releases. There's all kinds of different ones. So
the trigger, the thumb, the one where you just pull.
Yeah, I would recommend trying a bunch of different styles and seeing what's comfortable instead of just telling you which one to go get. The caliper release.
Okay.
But again, Kip's tried.
And do you have an
many of
RX?
them.
Are you using the RX bow?
Not yet.
Which bow are you
yet.
using?
I have a much older one, and honestly, I haven't asked for a new bow from Hoyt in a while because I haven't been hunting. I've had little ones to take care of a lot, and I haven't been out, so I'm still shooting a much older bow. But
it gets the job done, right?
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So why would you want to go to a new bow? Maybe technology has improved, maybe the weight or the accuracy or something.
Sure.
Along those
So
lines?
Speed is another one that they keep going.
So I'm still
up
learning
on.
all the archery terminology too. Yeah.
But mechanics too. So the older bows maybe have a harder draw stuff like that makes it a little
not
bit
as
more,
smooth
right.
pull. Yeah.
So my bow is great and it's done a good job for me, but
okay. What about you, Danny? Are you an archery guy too? Are you
not this
doing
past
the bow?
season because I blew out my shoulder, but yeah.
Yeah.
Labrum surgery in October, so we're almost there. We're recovering.
I think maybe that's where I'm headed. I don't know. Something's going on.
I got a doctor I can recommend you if you want to come to Virginia.
Okay. All right. Well, our brothers and sisters need some help in Virginia.
They do.
So
they do.
There's
It is
a lot of BS going on in Virginia. And while we're here at SHOT Show, there was a big rally.
Yeah.
Were you guys involved with that? Did you come after that, or were you here already?
We didn't attend that rally. We helped a lot with I don't know if you saw it, but a ton of counties, cities, and stuff like that in Virginia all became sanctuary 2A.
92% of counties or something in the state did.
So the
declared
counties
themselves sanctuary 2A counties?
Yep.
Right. And so we helped a lot with that. Our county became one. We spoke at those events and stuff like that.
And what's the governor saying about these counties that are becoming sanctuary 2A counties?
He says it doesn't matter.
He's saying he's going to bring in the National Guard, right?
Yep.
He's
That
threatening
was threatened.
military.
Yeah. That was threatened. I think.
Which he can't do. It's completely illegal and out of his power to do that.
All that they're doing is illegal.
Yeah,
it
right.
breaks like half of the Bill of Rights.
But how is and we all know the answer to this. This is a rhetorical question. But how is having a sanctuary 2A city any different than having these sanctuary immigration counties?
It really doesn't do.
Counties.
It doesn't do anything for changing the law.
No, it doesn't.
But
these liberals, having a sanctuary immigration city, for all these illegal immigrants, is perfectly fine. And then we're the idiots and the bad people for not.
Oh yeah.
But
it's
then when we
crazy.
try to go and have a sanctuary 2A to protect, people that are having their rights and
unless you're, Tazewell County, that the sheriff activated a whole militia. So if you live there, their county is now a militia and can't be touched with these new laws that could be coming. So yeah, we've had a sheriff in our state go that far, and everybody's part of an active militia there, which is awesome.
That is awesome. That is
and
cool.
there's sheriffs that are deputizing
the whole city.
Yep.
Yeah, letting everybody be a deputy. It's baffling to me that this stuff can even be brought before a vote. I can't even understand it. I mean, we have red flag laws that I think just got pushed through this morning, if I read that right.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
They did push those red flag laws through, huh?
They've changed how you can get a concealed carry permit, which a concealed carry permit in and of itself is stupid because we already have the right to bear arms. So
right, we don't need a piece of paper to tell us that we can do that.
They're complicating that. They are...
They're trying to govern the buildings.
Why are these people not getting voted out? Why are they not getting impeached?
So there's actually a lot of behind-the-scenes movement that is going on. Things like recall, our governor. There are things like asking him to resign. He obviously didn't accept that proposal. But I don't think it's over. I definitely don't think it's over.
No, it's not over.
But they're sneaky, though. They're working on ways to change the voting laws. No voter ID required. Felons and convicted criminals can vote. Mentally incompetent people are going to be voting. I don't know how that was governed before, but stuff like that. Changing our governor's term from 4 years to 8 years.
All my gosh.
There's a lot of stuff behind all of the crazy gun stuff.
Are they wanting to put a law in that if he's the governor of Virginia, he's also the president of the United States?
Probably.
You want to write that into the law?
Might as well.
But you were talking about the rally. I've heard such different numbers. We had a lot of people that we know went there and said it was somewhere between 40 and 50. You hear 20 to 25, across news channels. But regardless, the pride that fellow Virginians have in each other and our country should have in our Virginians that showed up was that they came respectfully, peacefully. There were no arrests. There were no complications. There was nothing but
peaceful respect.
Right. I mean,
shoot, they even cleaned the streets after they left.
Cleaned the streets
peeling
up.
Stickers off the pavement,
so
that way it was clean. And there were a lot of people from out of state that came too.
Yeah.
I mean, we know people South Carolina,
Texas,
New York. I mean, all
New
different
Jersey.
demographics. I mean, they saw what they were up against by who was there that day.
Yeah.
And then the governor decides to slip away to Outer Banks so he doesn't have to deal with anything, and all the Democrats stay home and don't see who's out there. But
none of them showed up.
Took a day off,
Monday.
didn't they?
Yeah.
Yep. They knew what they were up against, and that show was huge.
Yeah.
Of people that came out to that rally.
Now, we've been kind of isolated here at the show. Have you guys seen any press coverage on this? Is it in the media, or are they just dismissing this? And
well, they tried to build it up as this big white supremacist movement that was going to come into Virginia and run the Capitol over with all this
have
stuff.
big gunfights and stuff.
Yeah.
And start shooting
and
guns
it didn't.
It
Didn't turn into that at all.
We love our guns. Woo.
All races, all creeds, everybody was there. All political part. I mean, it was not just Republicans there. It was everybody. And so I think since it didn't fit the narrative, the news hasn't carried
There was
it
a lot
much.
of live streaming going on the day of. I mean, from a ton of different outlets. But after that, it's all tailed off just because it didn't go the way the media had planned. So now they got to run away from it because it didn't go how they wanted to script it.
Right? Exactly.
So
That's
it's
how
just,
they do. I was
it's
curious
insanity.
to see if anybody was, saying it or trying to put a negative twist on it, and if they were, how they were putting that negative twist.
Well, AOC was wondering why all the cops didn't show up, so she, of course, had her spin on it afterwards. But you got some people that are trying to spin it in a different way, but it didn't go how they thought it was going to go.
Well, and Governor Northam took credit for how peaceful it was because he said that he got the police forces involved.
Why don't we
ahead
just
of
call
time
him Mr. Northam, like they call President Trump Mr. Trump?
Yeah.
Mr. Northam. Let's not recognize him as
how he's in office anyway before all this stuff blows our mind. But
because Michael Bloomberg said,
Absolutely.
I will make your black face go away if you support my agenda.
Yep. And he pushed it into a lot of the other races. And
I'll say it. I'll call it like it is. That's what happened.
Let the country be warned that every single election, whether it's a big one or not, matters, because we went from a pretty Republican and Democrats both, that we had the House, they had the whatever it was. If you don't vote, it's all Democrat now.
Yeah.
Now
you gotta vote.
Northern Virginia and Richmond and Charlottesville and the beach area, that they kind of drive a lot of it. But if you don't vote, this is what we get. That's what we get.
Yeah,
that's right.
So
the most important thing is what's happening now sets a precedent for what happens elsewhere as soon as these go into place too. These go into place here.
Other states
trickle
are trying
effect all across the country.
Well, they're going to try it everywhere. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
gotta fight. Gotta fight.
Yeah.
Fighting solves everything.
Well, and the funny
gotta fight.
Yeah,
Paul
you
Markle,
have to.
student of the gun. Direct quote.
Yeah.
I won't take credit for that.
Yeah.
So enough of politics. We don't talk politics on this show, but we do need to, air that. That needs to be out there. People need to be aware of what's going on. So use your critical thinking, lead heads. Go out, listen to both sides of the story, form your own opinion, and
vote Republican.
And vote Republican. And vote 2A.
Right. Find somebody who supports the
Regardless
Second
of what
Amendment.
your opinion is, vote 2A.
Because if we lose the Second Amendment, everything else goes away.
We're not going to lose it.
I'm saying
it's not going to happen.
I'm saying
I know,
result
I know,
is
but
not
that's
good.
what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And Civil War. It's going to
Well,
happen.
the capital of the South
Civil War.
never thought we'd be in this situation, and so here we are.
Our arrogance
Pay
is catching up to us.
attention, people. Yeah.
So let's talk about Red Arrow.
Yeah.
Let's get back to Red Arrow.
Yeah.
So 7 seasons, you said?
12.
12? Excuse me.
You were close.
I was getting there.
You were
I've done
almost
7
halfway there.
seasons. I was thinking of Talking Lead. We're in our 7th season.
Are
so
you? Well, that's awesome.
Congratulations to me.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
You just did that on purpose,
Let's
didn't
talk
you?
about Lefty.
Let's talk about me now.
Self-plug.
Let's bring it back to me.
Right.
This is
Right.
my
How
show.
can we possibly make this about him?
Do you want me to run it now and tell you? Lefty, tell me about yourself. What happened?
So 12 years. This is the beginning of your 12th year?
Yes.
Right now?
Mhm.
So what are you guys going to be doing new and exciting for year 12? What are you bringing to the viewers?
It's confidential.
Oh, you can't.
No.
You can't do that.
No, Kip had-
You got to do spoilers here.
Yeah, Kip had his best hunting season ever this year. So,
Oh.
and our kids killed a ton of stuff too. So it's really exciting.
Keep rubbing it in. I got
know
nothing
it.
this season.
I know it. Our oldest daughter Addie has killed more deer than I have killed, and that's not a lot. That's not to say I've been hunting a ton because we've had babies and business and all that stuff. But she's a sniper.
Nice.
She is good. Yeah, really
on
good.
it.
Yeah, and
Now,
Izzy,
is she
she's
the archer?
adorable.
oh, and so adorable.
Oh.
And
They
she's
all-
adorable.
All of this was gun hunting.
Okay.
But our second daughter, who's 8, she got her first kills. So she had a crossbow kill and a gun kill. Yeah.
So that's another question,
Shot
I
some
guess, with
hogs.
the archer thing is compound or should I do the crossbow? or should-
Compound.
Okay. All right.
That is the
That's the way I'm leaning, but
Yeah.
I could always do both, I guess.
yeah. I mean,
No
crossbow's
reason not to do both.
fun.
Yeah.
It's not as I wouldn't. No, that's not. That's kind of a mean thing to say. It's not archery. It is archery, but it's just a different form.
Sure.
So
If you're a
if you want to
sissy-
be an archer,
I'm
if
just
you
saying.
want to be an
Just
archery hunter, I would go with a compound bow.
Now, do you do any crossbow hunting on the show? Has he done any? Or is
The
he-
kids have.
The kids?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they get on the show too?
Yeah. Oh
You bring
yeah.
them? So it's
Oh,
like a
yeah.
family thing. It's a family affair.
Yeah.
You guys are.
Kip is the predominant role
Mhm.
there. He's the host, and then
So walk me through an episode of Red Arrow, typical episode of Red Arrow.
shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
That's the
Entertainment.
word.
Yeah.
You're gonna laugh. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna feel like you're in camp with Kip.
Yeah.
It's a lot of.
Well,
we entertain through
yeah.
hunting. At the end of the
So
day,
is each episode a hunt, or is it like 2 or 3 episodes takes you through, a hunt?
Both. I mean, so depending on the state
Depending
and
on what it is.
Right. So this year he went to Texas and in 2 days, I think, killed 10 does and then killed a couple bucks and
Oh, wow.
hogs and stuff. So that'll be multiple shows, but generally it's a one state or a one spot show, and then that's how it works. But a hunting show is a hunting show, and that's why Red Arrow is a lot different, is because we have Kip, who brings just the humor and the wit and the commercials that he makes and all that stuff set us apart so
Yeah.
much. That,
But I'll never know because he didn't show up.
But you'll never know.
Gotta take our word for it.
I'm just going to take your word for it. Thanks,
Yeah.
Kip. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
Again. But so you're going to different states.
Mhm.
I'm sure you're hunting different game.
Sure.
So you're not just doing
It's
deer all the
predominant
time.
whitetail.
Okay.
That's the main thing. We love to hunt hogs. They're fun, and they're just crazy.
Turkey
numbers.
hunting,
Yeah,
you do
A
turkey
little bit of
hunting.
turkey, a little bit of elk.
Yeah.
Bow fishing.
Bow
Rabbit.
Love the bow fish.
Do any rabbit, anything like that? Smaller
We're
game?
going to, yeah.
Okay. You're going to
The
work that
kids
in?
squirrel hunted the other day. Got a lot. I made squirrel and dumplings for the first time.
Squirrel
is
and
good.
dumplings.
Squirrel and dumplings.
I'll pass. Thank you very little.
It's excellent.
If I had given it to you, you probably wouldn't have known.
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
But
what
they were
about
little tiny squirrels, so there wasn't
So I
much
guess
in the dumplings.
turkey.
Right.
I guess turkey is the only bird you can hunt with a bow.
You can hunt anything. You can shoot
hunt-
ducks with a bow.
Can you? That's legal.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
It's
Didn't know.
tricky, but it's.
I mean, I can't see somebody.
Yeah.
Just let it fly.
Just let it fly.
Probably your success rate isn't as high, but
Yeah.
But yeah, you can. I'm pretty sure you can shoot just about anything.
But you guys are doing you said you're doing the fish.
Yep, bow fishing.
Bow fishing too.
Yep. Trying to get a little bow fishing
Where have you
series
done
started
that
on the
at?
side.
There's a whole bunch
Go to
of places.
Florida, do that?
Florida's
Yep.
been some places. Up in the Potomac, you can shoot those snakeheads up there. We go out to the Chesapeake Bay and shoot the skate, stingray.
Nice.
They're a ton of fun. It's like shooting a doormat out in the water.
Well, this does sound like a really fun show. I'm gonna have to check it out. So where can I go watch this?
Well, right this minute, we're not on air. We come on July through December, most years, Q3, Q4.
Yeah.
And then we've got a lot of places that'll start showing up, in the meantime.
Reruns, past seasons, I can go check those out
Best
somewhere?
place to check us out on social media right now.
Yeah.
Social
Facebook
meets.
and Instagram, we're all over the place with that. Got a bunch of stuff going on, a bunch of giveaways throughout the year. So
Okay.
Yeah.
that would be the
You
best
got a
for
YouTube channel where I can go check out past episodes or something?
now. Starting it, we're growing it.
Okay.
So been
Okay.
predominantly TV in the past, but we're trying to grow the digital side pretty well this year. So
Nice.
a lot of fun stuff coming up.
Very cool.
Which is still top secret.
Yeah.
Can't tell you all
I was
going to
say it, but we can't talk about it. So keep teasing. Keep
Stay tuned. Stay
Go
tuned.
to our social media pages to find
Dun, dun, dun. So
Yeah.
give those. What are your social media pages?
At Red Arrow TV on Facebook and at Red_Arrow_TV on Instagram.
Okay. Very
Check
cool.
us out. And then Red Arrow TV on YouTube.
And does Kip make an appearance on those?
Sometimes.
If we can get him to participate, he will do it. yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Check us out. A lot of good stuff going on.
Yeah.
Very cool. Guys, thank you so much for taking time to be on and educating our lead heads about your program,
Well,
Red
thank
Arrow.
you. Yeah. Check
And-
out our weapons company, too.
Oh, wait, we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
So let me back up.
Whole line of
Yeah.
ARs to have
We are
some
not
fun with.
concluding yet. You are not done.
No. So,
Cat just laid it down.
yeah.
We're at SHOT Show and we didn't even talk about the guns
I
yet.
apologize. So
Getting
you started your
bossy
own
in my first
line
podcast, aren't I?
of firearms here. So let's
Yeah.
talk about the Red Arrow firearms.
Yes. We have 4 different calibers. We've got a 300 blackout rifle and pistol. We have a 308. We have a 223/556 and
6.5
6.5 Creedmoor. Yeah.
Okay. And different configurations for these pistols, rifles. Can
Just in the 300 blackout, it's
people
a
customize their furniture on this, or how
well,
do they come?
They come pretty awesome already.
Sure.
Yeah.
We've had
CMC triggers and
in
all
them.
of them, mag pull. I mean, they've got some
Accessories.
stuff that's already.
Okay. What barrels are you using?
Kip wanted Diamondback makes our barrels.
Okay.
Diamondback Firearms, so we got some
Right.
really good stuff there. But Kip wanted to create a rifle that, out of the box, was like hooked up, so that you didn't spend another couple $100 on all of the tricky things that make it better. So that's what we tried to do, and we kept them at a really good price point for people as well. So you can go to redarrowweapons.com.
Okay. And
to
check
see
those
that.
out.
Yeah.
Ship them right to your local FFL.
Yep.
Okay.
Direct to consumer right now, but we're working with a lot of dealers.
I was
going to
say,
that
yeah. So right now it's just direct to the consumer, and
Yep.
then working on the distributorship
Yeah,
thing.
the interest that we got from dealers after we launched was pretty substantial. So now we're working to get that set up and then go from there. But we've gotten a good bit of traction already.
Now, do you guys use the 300 blackout on your hunts quite a bit, or?
That's predominantly what Kip uses.
Okay,
and that's what
my
our children
favorite
have
too.
shot.
Yeah. I dig the 300 blackout. Yeah.
Kip's got the 300 blackout pistol suppressed, and that's what the girls use most of this hunting season.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Very cool.
They're little badasses.
So what are the price points on your
About
rifles?
$1,000, really. $1,000 to the
Give or
Creedmoor's
take,
closer to like $1,400, but yeah, it's still, for what you get, it's a daggone good price. For all
Made in
the
America.
whistles and bells. All
Another
made in
America,
America.
100%.
100%. Yep.
Now, are they come in optics with optics, or
Nope. Get
Okay.
your own.
Get your own. Yeah, well, that's what everybody does anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you put an optic on it, and somebody's going to put something else on it, so we
Yeah.
just let people pick all that.
It's a way to
stuff,
keep it
but-
cheaper for the people, too.
Keep
Yeah.
it cheaper for the people, like that. Tails, yeah.
Yep. But anyways, yeah.
What else should we talk about?
Do you want to
Do you
know
have a
my
clothing
favorite
line?
color? Yeah, we sell Red Arrow apparel.
Okay.
Yep.
So you got some swag?
We got some swag on
Hats,
the redarrowtv.com website. Yep. Yep. That's been a really growing business for us over
Nice.
the past couple of years. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to hook you up with some Talking Lead swag. So
Yay.
you're going to get some T-shirts.
Okay.
You're going to get a tactical wallet. We hook you up. We hook our guest up.
Thank you. I wish I'd known. I would have come with.
We knew we came to
That's
the
okay. I wanted you to feel bad.
Yeah, where's my rifle?
And I want
Oh,
You
you
did
need
it.
T-shirts. Oh.
and I want Kip to know what he missed out on. So he should have been here. He could have got a T-shirt. He could have got a wallet,
He's
too.
not getting a T-shirt.
Not going to do it.
Nope.
Not got to be here to get
No
it.
freebies, no handouts.
Dang it,
Got to be
man.
present to
Not
win.
for
Sorry,
him.
Kip.
Yeah.
Show up next time, brother.
Right.
No, we'll hook him up, too.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Definitely.
Well, we appreciate it. But yeah, this has been fun. This was
Been a lot of fun.
lot less painful
That's
than
what
I
we
thought.
do. We have a lot of fun on this show.
Cool.
So
We'll be in Pennsylvania if you have any Leadhead, Pennsylvania.
we're
Yeah.
all over. We're in 100 countries. We're in all the 50 states.
Nice.
We're everywhere.
We'll
Look,
be
I
at
even
the
had
Great
one of our
American
listeners
Outdoor
from
Show.
Hawaii come by and drop me off a little treat from Hawaii.
Oh.
Heck yeah. So we're everywhere. We're
That's
everywhere.
awesome. That's
Great
awesome.
American Outdoor Show, first week of February. Come check us out.
Oh, you're going to be there?
We'll have a booth for Red Arrow and Red Arrow weapons.
Guns and all.
Okay. So any of you leadheads going to be up that way? Check them out. I've always wanted to go to that show.
Big.
Huge.
I'm scared.
You should come.
I am scared of it.
It's a good one. It's
Yeah,
a good
are you going to be there, Brooksy? You going
No,
to that
sir.
one?
Nope.
You're scared too.
I don't do that one.
Yeah, after shot, man.
No.
I mean, doing shot and then doing that, I can't imagine.
Nope.
It's like
Don't see how people do it.
death. Yeah. It's a long one. It's 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's great. We're really excited to go.
Yeah. 10 days.
10 days of fun.
Kat,
Brooks, I feel bad. You
Danny?
weren't in this
Yes,
very
sir.
much.
thank you guys so much
It's
for
all
being
right.
on.
Absolutely.
Really
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
Sharing the red arrow with the lead heads. I'm sure you're going to start seeing some posts on your social media letting you guys know that they are lead heads, that they heard about you
we'll
on the
spread the word
podcast.
about
Love
you
it.
guys
Yeah.
too. I
Love
mean,
that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We greatly appreciate
Yeah.
that. We're going to be bringing you more coverage from the 2020 SHOT Show from the official Leadquarters here at
The Buck Booth.
the Buck Knives booth.
Woo!
Come on, baby.
Come on,
Come on,
by.
baby.
What
But
number
we're
is
doing
this?
it in
It's
Brooksy.
Buck to
We're
us.
doing it in comfort in our Twisted X boots,
Love Twisted X.
the official footwear of the Talking Lead podcast.
That's right. Everybody show
I
your
love
boots.
Twisted X.
Yeah,
Love
it's
'em.
good stuff. Check them out.
Yes. All right.
All right,
Thank you.
that wraps up day 2, 3,
2.
4. What day is this?
It seems like 4,
Carry
but
the-
it's only the
carry the
second
one.
one.
Day 2.
Yeah.
Did somebody say beer time?
I think you've already had your.
All right, we are back. Hope you guys enjoyed that lineup of interviews from SHOT Show. We've got many, 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 many more to come. So stay tuned. Those are coming. I'm going to get them cranked out as fast as possible. And a big thanks to Buck Knives for, again, hosting the Talking Lead studio there at the Buck Knives booth, the official Leadquarters of Talking Lead. Big thanks to Mission First Tactical. They made a custom, well, they didn't make the custom knife. Buck sent them the knife, and they engraved custom Talking Lead logo on there and a Mission First logo. There's only 50 of those made, and we gave pretty much every one of those out. There may have been one or two that survived that, may pop up as a giveaway. You never know. So you guys keep listening. Stay tuned. And of course, Twisted X was the official footwear of Talking Lead for the 2020 SHOT Show. Kept my feet nice and happy and comfy during the entire show. And you guys go check them out, Twisted X boots. And you're really going to like them. They've got cowboy boots. They got work boots. They've got casual shoes. Really, really comfortable no matter which ones you get. Check them out, Twisted X. And then, of course, as always, all the sponsors of the Talking Lead podcast, go and show them love on their Facebook, their Instagram, and buy their products. Keltec Weapons. We're going to have that interview coming up next episode. We're going to be talking about their new integrally suppressed Sub 2000 and their new RDB. So that's coming up. Go show them love on Instagram. Let them know that you're a lead head. Modern Spartan Systems. Don't just clean your firearms, Pepper. Optimize them with Modern Spartan Systems. And what's that other product we use that we put in all the engines of our vehicles?
TVT engine oil additive.
Yeah. So we put it in your little green bug, the Jeep. We put it in, Brantley don't know this, but I put it in his car.
Score.
You may have noticed that it's running smoother since you got back from Australia. And then, of course, the lead sled just drinks that stuff up.
Yeah.
She absolutely loves the TVT engine oil additive. Just got her back, got her running. Got a few more little adjustments to make, but she'll be hitting the road soon. So you'll see us out traveling around, going to different ranges, different events in the lead sled. And then one of our new sponsors, Valhalla Gunworks. They are offering a 5% discount to you lead heads exclusively. If you use the code LEADHEAD5 at Valhalla Gunworks, you're going to get 5% off your entire purchase. They are a online retailer, so they sell firearms, they sell equipment, they sell gear, and you're going to get 5% off anything you buy for them for the next couple of months. So make sure you take advantage of that as soon as you can. And then Fiocchi Ammo. We're going to be using some Fiocchi Ammo in our upcoming hunts that we've got planned. Of course, not for my archery hunts because they don't do arrows, but Fiocchi Ammunition. They've got some new frangible ammo that you definitely want to try out. If you guys are shooting a lot of steel, doing a lot of competition shooting, that frangible ammo will be much appreciated on your end, so you don't get all the spray and little metal fragments that you get in your shins and your arms and fingers and stuff from that. So check them out, fiocchiammo.com. So, Pepper, Booby.
It still hasn't grown on me.
It has to. I mean, that's what you've been called all your life. That's what your sister has called you.
One person.
Your entire life. Well, her entire life. Anyway, Booby. You will forever now be known as Booby. Any parting words for the lead heads?
Other than thanks for listening. And
it's your first podcast ever, isn't it?
No, actually, I've been on one other podcast. Is a Atlanta-based sports podcast. I fell asleep in the middle of recording it.
Well, there you go.
They actually woke me up on film, told me I was snoring. Or not on film, but on the recording, told me I was snoring. And so I sat awake the rest of the time, and they did not talk to me anymore.
There you go. That's what happens.
How did you fall asleep?
So that'll do it for this episode of the Talking Lead Podcast. Again, make sure you go and support those that support this show. Without them, it wouldn't be possible every week, and sometimes more frequent than that. So coming up, we've got more 2020 SHOT Show coverage. We'll continue our normal show with special guests, so make sure you're paying attention. And then, of course, on our giveaways, we've got those. And then the AK Corner, we did a special AK Corner at SHOT Show this year. You're definitely going to want to check that out. That's going to be dropping the 15th, around the 15th of this month. And then, of course, if you've got any questions, comments, get in touch with me, talkinglead@gmail.com. And just put in the subject what you want to rap about. So until then, as always, lead heads, keep your loved ones close.
And your firearms closer.
And keep your feet dry.
Yeah, there you go.
With Twisted X.
Bingo.